Yes, let's go live. All right.
There we are on that side. Let's go live on TikTok as well, which I think we can do. I think so. I think. Let's do it. Hello, everyone. Hello. Let me do a little bit of a mic adjustment here and try to get it out of frame a little bit. Sorry if you hear any thumping here. Hey, Ellen, you're not staying with us long again. You're just hanging out with us for a minute. What is going on? It's like you don't even love us anymore. What's happening? Typical. It's that dude. I need to find a way. Sorry. Whatever. It's in the frame a little bit, but sound is important, you know? You got class. Well, that's probably no. We're just gonna have to move the lives from Wednesday. If you have class, we gotta change stuff.
We've been talking.
It's been a discussion. 11 degrees there today, Annalise. Julie, 33. Lavina, 28. LJ, 68. Where are you at? I want to be there. What's up, Great Head to Kiki and Fane? Good to see ya. Hello. Gracie, currently 14 degrees in Ohio. Ugh. 18, better than -2 yesterday. Chuck, 29, where you're at. We might be close to that right now. We have been like in the teens. It says it's 37 right now. I don't believe it. It's a lie. That's a lie. But it is today. We're finally breaking our cold streak. We're breaking 30 degrees here today for the first time in like a week, maybe more. It's been a minute. It's been very, very cold. Hey, Fane, thanks for the heart. We greatly appreciate that. Sherry, welcome to the gosh heckin' fam. Glad to have you here. Allie with the heart me as well. We are going for 4K bolts to get Candy Thunder up here today. Karen, it's 41, and Branson, you're not that far from us, and you're warmer there. What? How is this possible? And you're experiencing a veritable heat wave, 35 degrees. Yeah, time to get the shorts out. Time for some shorts. Becca, 11 in Minnesota? Or Michigan, sorry. Michigan. I don't know my state abbreviations, apparently. Sarah Healy, 16 right now in New Hampshire. Low is -8. That's too low. It's too low. Hannah, 55 in Texas feels like pretty cool for Texas. Is that right? Is that unseasonably cool for you? 45 in Central Florida, same. Unseasonably cool. I saw y'all got snow. Y'all got snow. Like what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do? 20 in Wisconsin. It's cold. It's cold. Everybody. Nicole Stout, there you are. Snowy Florida. Bloody freezing. That's what it is, Rebecca. I believe it. And if Casey were or if Tony were in Casey, he'd already be wearing shorts. What is the temperature at which shorts get back out? 40? Are you shitting me?
I would say 40 inside. 40 and it's gotta be. Sun is debatable. Cloudy, 40 and windy, maybe jeans.
Okay. Wind chill plays a factor into that. Yeah, wind chill plays a
But
factor.
if it's a 40, most of the time it's a no-brainer. If it's below 40, no.
Below 40, it's pants.
Listen, there's been some warm 37-degree days. I know it sounds weird to say, but a nice day where it's wind, sunny.
I would like to let y'all know that for the first time ever yesterday, Tony Spark came in here wearing a coat.
And I forgot.
He was wearing a coat. I
forgot it here last night too because I'm not used to having a coat.
I feel like Tony Spark's one of our teenagers where it's like, where the hell's your coat? And we're like, oh, it's at home. Or it's like, it's in my bag. I'm like, why isn't it on your body? It's like not cool to wear a coat. And I don't think it was like that when I was in school. I don't understand. Hey, Bloodbug sending the 2 super through, says 3 degrees Celsius in the UK. It's your birthday Friday. Happy early gosh heckin' birthday to you. That is awesome. That is awesome. So Friday is what, the 24th? That's 2 days away, and like I had to do math.
I've worn that coat one other day.
No, I've never seen you wear that coat. You're a liar.
It was the day it was snowy. And I got here and I had it on and then I took it off because I got hot when I shoveled.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So I just didn't see you wearing it.
I did.
Gotcha.
Because it was snowing when I left.
Hey, Elise dropping the $5 super on the YouTube side says, I'm mad because they keep saying it would be in the 40s and they keep pushing it off a few days. I'm so tired of the air hurting my skin. 100% right there with you. Also, big round of applause for Elise, who starred in the teaser for the Dusties, which got dropped last night. So it's out there on TikTok and YouTube as well. If you haven't watched it yet, be sure to watch it after the stream, of course. But Elise makes a special appearance in it because she happened to be in town during that time. So we arranged filming to work then. And we finally got the teen scene for it filmed this past weekend. So we could finally release it. Funniest part of all that was the teen scene is the scene that took the longest to film. It took more takes than anything because Ava specifically just couldn't stop laughing. It took a long time. Took a long time. La Book Dragon, member for 3 months at the God Shack at Thunder Crew. 27 degrees Celsius at 5 a.m. It'll reach 41 Celsius there today. Dang. 22 Celsius in Auckland, New Zealand. -8, Liz. Oof. Ah. Oh, goodness. Karen had a hysterectomy, so this weather is amazing. You're Mrs. Snow Miser. It never bothered you anyway? You're Elsa. Snow never bothered you anyway. Tay the Witch, Shy, Mom/Nurse, Space Cadet, Angelic Villainous, Jamie, Pilo Sophia, Catherine dropping the 100 bolts there, Allie, Tony Spark dropping bolts there as well, Janine Benham, Catherine, thank you so much, and Sherry again. Welcome to the Gosh Heck fam. Glad to have you here. What's up, Myra? Hello. Doesn't show me the name. Somebody sent a floating heart for 10 jewels. Thank you so much. 2 degrees Celsius there in Berlin. What's the translation of that? I need to learn this.
It's very, very cold.
What is 2 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
It's in the negatives.
Very cold.
Wait, no, it's not the negatives.
I don't think it's in the negative.
I don't know.
You should have asked Google
It's
or
35.
Siri, and everybody
35.
was Google and Siri.
30, yeah, because 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, right? That's freezing.
Yeah, I forgot. I was going the other way.
I don't understand.
It's all really cold.
Yeah, it's
Everything
cold.
is cold.
It's cold. Lady Stormfly, you Midwest and Northern states can keep your cold. I would say we'd like to, but I don't really think that we'd like to. We're done with it. Hey, Fane, Dirt Mom, Sherry Sosa, Carly, Space Cadets, Myra Catalina, Tay the Witch, Shy. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate the love. 48 but this morning was 20. Yeah, today's the warm-up day. I'm so excited. The rest of the week is supposed to be decent here, not crazy cold again. Which means the Chiefs game this weekend should be decent weather too. At least not bitter.
It's also going to be a first for me.
It's not bitter, freezing beer cold. Yeah, Tony Sparks going to the Chiefs game this weekend, and he's on the tail end of dry January, so he's going to go to the Chiefs game and not have a beer.
My first ever summer Chiefs game.
You're not going to know what to do. So if anybody else is going to be at Arrowhead this weekend for the Chiefs-Bills game, find Tony Spark. He'll actually remember running into you this time. Snow amazing in New Orleans, Willow Wicken. Oh, Bay Fox, yeah. Yep, I get it. Hey, Space Cadet, dropping lightning bolts real broad. Good to see you. Thanks for the lightning bolts there as well. Karen Shaper Cutter, Liz Romero, Fane, you guys are awesome. Let's get started, shall we? Let me get a drink of water. Minions Den, yeah, subscriptions are funky right now. Recharging coins is funky right now. It's all weird. Right now. Apparently you can recharge coins if you go to the website, like on a PC. You might be able to do it on a phone. No, probably not. Probably got to do it on a PC. It's all funky right now. But we'll ride the wave. We'll see what happens here. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' stream today, Wednesday, the 22nd of January in the year of our Lord 2025. Glad to have you here. Today's QOD and the general discussion are, it's freaking cold. How cold is it where you are? If you haven't let us know already, let us know in chat. Even lurkers, y'all, if you just jump on and just watch most of the time, let us know. Jump in. We love to see you. Coming up, we have stories about family money disputes, strict day off schedules, supporting unsupportive family members, inappropriate pet names. I can't wait to read that one. Karaokeing with the wrong partner, and we also have spicy stories. Wait, no cake story today?
I might still find one. But
He might still find one. Okay. I was like,
it's a little dry on the cake.
I brought the cake button back for today, just in case we had a cake story, and apparently we don't have one. We'll see. First goal today on the TikTok side is 4K bolts for a Candy Thunder appearance. We also have a goal of 500K likes today on the TikTok side, so please make sure you are liking the stream if you haven't done so already. I'm not going to encourage you to get like carpal tunnel and tap the whole freaking stream. Like, we appreciate any effort you put forth there. The week's share goal is 1,500 shares. We brought these down a little bit since we know we're limping along on the TikTok side right now. Please make sure you're sharing the live as well. That really does help us get in front of new people. Make sure you keep tapping the screen and hit the likes goal, but just not so much that it gives you actual, finger pain. Make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube side to stay up to date on all the latest content. Subscribing on YouTube is free. It's the same thing as following on the TikTok side. If you have a paid TikTok subscription but haven't been able to renew it, which we have seen some of, we do also have paid memberships on the YouTube side with exclusive content, exclusive lives, including one coming up this Thursday night at 9 p.m. So you can join the Thunder Crew on that side if your TikTok membership won't renew for you. And you get quite a bit for it on the YouTube side. We are going to be filming our new podcast, The Imperfect Storms, very soon. I did drop in a podcast I was a guest on here recently that we'd launched that around February 10th as well, which is just so happens to be the same day that the Dusties come out.
Oh my God, the Dusties!
And it just happens to be my birthday as well.
Ooh.
Busy day. It's going to be a busy day. Tell you what. This has nothing to do with the price of tea in China, but I cannot wait for y'all to see Candy Thunder up here today. Because she looks hot. Candy Thunder looks hot today. She's smoking hot. I just looked over and saw you, and okay, she's going. Okay, all right, I'll stop. Don't forget the Dusties return on February 10th at 7 p.m. on YouTube. This will be a premiere. So it's not going to be live, but it's going to release like a live so we can all jump into live chat and watch it together and chat while it's going on. We're doing a lot of work on that to get it all buttoned up right now. So we're very, very pumped up for it. Reminder to keep chat positive and respectful today. Everybody, of course, is allowed to have their own opinion, and we encourage you to share that opinion. We're not all going to agree about everything, and that's okay. But it costs absolutely nothing to be respectful when you share your opinion and reflect on other people's opinions, and just be a DFHB. This is your first time here. That means decent effing human being. So don't be a dick, and you'll be fine. Don't get into religious talk or political talk or shit posting or spamming, or you'll get your butt muted and eventually booted. So just don't do that. Also, no spoilers, please. If you have heard the story that we're reading and you know how it ends, don't spoil the story for everybody else, or you'll get your butt muted as well. And with that, get out your gosh heckin' brooms. Get them out, get them out, get them out. I thought something was weird in my wallet, like my cards were slipping around. It's like something is missing.
Get them out, get them out.
Hair up. The Trolls song pops into my head. Thanks, Navy Thunder. Thanks, Navy Thunder. Every time Navy Thunder gets in my car in the morning when I take her to school, like my playlist will come on, or it's whatever remains from Ava's playlist when I'm taking her to school, and immediately she's like, I don't want this. And I'm like, how do we ask nicely? That's the theme right now. How do we ask nicely? She's like, I want to listen to Spidey Christmas music. Yo, we have been listening to Spidey Christmas music since November.
It's a bop.
It is a bop. The whole album is a bop because it has a lot of music from the show, and only like one song is Christmas, but she wants to listen to it every time.
She thinks she's good as Spidey.
She sings every word, though. It's great.
I know.
It's fantastic. It is fantastic.
She really does.
NB the G, when's the birthday? When's the birthday? I saw somebody else over here mentioning some birthdays coming out here as well. Willow Wicken, shout out to your oldest who turned 16 on Sunday. Happy gosh heckin' birthday. Beyond. Aiden made an embarrassingly bad snow angel. His first one though, that is awesome. Friggin' love it. Friggin' love seeing it. Also, a couple of gifts coming through on the YouTube side. Hannah Mudd with the thumbs up. Thank you for that. Prep Girl with the high five. Hannah Mudd with another thumbs up there. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait, Ellen, let you see Candy Thunder. We got to hit our boat goal to get up here.
I don't think we're gonna hit it because nobody can reach it.
Well then come on up and say hi before we get started. Ellen's got class. All right, before we get started, ladies and gents, on our very first story,
I'll give feedback. Go ahead.
okay, she's gonna give feedback on the story. I don't know what I'm doing here, folks. I had an idea.
Let's just get everyone a story.
Okay, we'll get a story rocking in here. Hello, it's Dusty Thunder with a story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for refusing to give my cousin the money I've been saving? Words are hard. Am I the astronaut for refusing to give my cousin the money I've been saving for my lifelong dream? Let's play the game. We'll get a poll started for this. Poll starting. Let's go. 1 minute starts right now, folks. TikTok, you have an interactive poll on the top left-hand side. YouTube, please vote with a comment. Am I the astronaut for refusing to give my cousin the money I've been saving for my lifelong dream? Hell no. Earmarked, right? Those funds have been earmarked. It sounds like it was probably some kind of emergency and you could have helped him out from it, but I don't think you have an obligation to harm yourself in order to help someone else, right? I don't think you have that obligation. If this is your first time here and you're wondering what all these things are on the poll, we have different levels of assholery here, and it's based on the U.S. military's DEFCON scale. So ASCON 1 is the worst. That's you're a terrible human. ASCON 4 is the least amount of asshole here, and that you could have done it differently. Not should have, but could have. And then we have NTA, which is not the astronaut. ESH is everybody sucks here. So that's what we're using to vote through this stuff. Your money, your decision, Melissa B. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Willow made him cheese so hard? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. There we go. NTA took this one hard. Let's see where we're actually at here. I, 20 female, have been saving for a study abroad program since I was 18. It's not just a trip. It's been my dream for years to travel, learn, and grow outside of my hometown. I've worked endless shifts, skipped vacations, and sacrificed so much to finally have enough money to make it happen. I've been counting down the days. Enter my cousin, 23 female. She's recently pregnant and struggling financially. Last week, she came to me asking for money to help with baby expenses. Not a small amount either, basically everything I've saved. She called it a family emergency and said it's my duty to help because according to her, my dream trip is just a luxury compared to her needs. I'm going to red flag at this very moment for a couple of reasons. Number one, somebody tipped her off that you had X amount saved up. Somebody tipped her off. Maybe you said something at a family gathering, but she knew that you had the funds. Using the family emergency is bullshit. Saying that you have a duty to help her is bullshit as well. Bleh. When I said no, she flipped out. She accused me of being selfish, heartless, and not caring about her or her baby. She told me I can just save up again, like 2 years of hard work can magically be redone overnight. Then her mom, my aunt, chimed in saying I'm a terrible family member and that I'll regret this when I'm older. My cousin even told the rest of the family, and now everybody is texting me saying that I'm prioritizing a vacation over her child's future. I've worked so hard for this and I don't feel like it's fair to give it all up just because she didn't plan her life better. But the guilt trips are getting to me, and now I'm questioning myself. Am I being selfish for wanting to protect something I've worked years to achieve? Am I the astronaut? What is this statement? It's been recurring here lately. It is, your lack of planning does not constitute an emergency for me.
You look to me for a saying.
Yeah, I was like, I should have known better, Malafor.
Should have been like, your problem's mine, not mine.
Your emergency is planning to lack me. No, you know what's really funny here is that we talk a lot about when family members chime in with their own fucking opinions, why they have those opinions. How many of those family members who have opinions helped? How many of them gave some fundage to her? How come everybody in your family knows that you have money saved up and they all probably sent her your way to ask for it? This child is her responsibility, not yours. Them saying that you're prioritizing a vacation over her child, yeah, I'd respond and be like, yeah, her child. Not mine, hers. It is not my responsibility. Also, what specifically do you need this huge chunk of money for? There are lots of programs out there to support new moms. Like, has she explored any other kind of support? Has she talked to any other family members? Did every single family member say no? And if so, they don't get to have a fucking opinion. about you and not sharing your money for an educational trip. No, hell no. You worked your ass off for this. She doesn't get to claim it. She has no claim to it. Tell her if she thinks it's that wrong, she can take you to small claims court. See what happens. Give it a shot. Tater Thunder, what do you think here? Tater Thoughts, heat lamp is on. Not that we need to today.
What does that mean? God. I'm embarrassed.
You're embarrassed. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I love you.
But Brittany, I thought it said your lack of pregnation does not constitute sacrifice on my part. It's preparation.
So my thoughts on this were, it feels like, was it her cousin? Right, that's who that asked her for them. Yeah, her cousin asked her for the rest of them, for her money. To me, it feels like her cousin wants what OP has. She wants the trip. She doesn't want the baby. She understands, like, parenting is fucking hard work, and going on a trip seems to her like the break that she wants, needs, whatever it is. But so
she wants to take it away from her.
She wants to take it away from her because if the cousin can't have it, then no one can have it. That's the way that I heard this story. Like, and fuck no, you keep your money and you go on your vacation and you enjoy, or your educational trip, like, go on it, enjoy the hell out of it, because you're never going to get that opportunity again. As your cousin is showing you, like, once you have a kid, it's much harder to vacation and do all of those things.
Yeah.
And sure, they can come along and do it all, but you're limited on what you can and can't do. So go learn, go explore the world, and enjoy it how you want to with the money that you've personally saved up to go on this trip. It just seems like it's dropped, like jealousy coming out of everything that this cousin said to her, in my opinion. And thank you guys. You're very sweet. Thank you.
I agree with you. It is motivated by jealousy here. But even cousin's mom, so OP's aunt, is like, you're a terrible person and you will regret this someday. Okay, hold on.
What is she gonna regret?
Hold on, auntie. You mean to tell me that your daughter and grandchild are in need and you're not helping,
right?
but you think I'm an asshole for not helping? Okay.
And it's just the reason I think she wants the money so that OP can't go on the trip. She's asking for that specific amount of money. Sorry.
To take it away from her.
Yes. And so she wants that exact amount. So, one, OP, do not talk about money or how much you have saved in front of family
who spilled the beans?
if you don't know how they're going to react. I feel like if we talked about money in front of either one of our families, nothing would change.
No.
It would stay the same.
It wouldn't change.
We wouldn't do that, but we respect and trust them enough that know that they would never do anything to harm us. They would never come at us this way. But clearly this family has no issue with trying to take something that doesn't belong to them. And like he said, there's so many opportunities if they're, I don't know about other countries, but in America, there's so many opportunities for women who need this sort of help. But when you come to somebody and say, give me X amount of money because I need it, one, that's not the way to ask somebody for money.
The fact that this whole family is leaning on a 20-year-old girl.
Right.
To rescue someone in a family emergency
from
is
her educational trip.
The biggest amount of bullshit I've ever seen. So OP, yep, I think we got this one right. We're NTA on this.
Yes. And enjoy your fucking trip. That's amazing. If I could go back and do something differently, it would be educational trips, because I think they're money-wise more affordable with the bigger group. Our nephew is actually in Italy right now. He just left a couple days ago for an entire semester abroad.
Keaton, are you watching in Italy, buddy?
So it's very cool. I mean, I think if you have the means to be able to do something like that, why not explore the world?
Did you ever take an educational trip?
I did not.
I didn't either. I regret it.
I moved around a lot. I went to 4 different schools in 1 year being in the Army, but not personally.
That's not the same.
Yeah. But
that is
no, I did not. But we
did some educational family vacations.
Yeah, and we did. Ava worked really hard and wanted to go to Washington D.C. And she helped raise money to get herself to go there, which was really cool. She got to go visit that again. So yeah, if you can do it, I think take as many trips as you can.
Yeah. And I think, if anything, you're learning a lot about your family right now. All of those people who are chiming in right now saying that you're a terrible person and you're prioritizing a vacation over your cousin's baby.
Right.
Those people don't get to have a relationship with you. I would block them.
Elise.
I would block them.
Noted. Dusty and I are going to be the 60-year-olds on educational trips. That's really cool. I did not know that. Elise said you can still do educational trips as an adult. Didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know why, but I immediately go like a role-playing direction with that instead of like a real educational thing.
Right. Where's the baby's daddy? That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a good question. But I mean, we can assume based on the story that he's not in the picture here, right? But that doesn't make it OP's responsibility.
No.
And even her cousin is 23, 3 years ahead of her. She's going to a 20-year-old girl and is like, I need thousands of dollars right now.
That's so sad. That's just, I don't know. That's how old I was, when I had Ava. And I can't, it is hard. Like, it's hard at that age because you're very selfish. I can't imagine going up to somebody and being like, give me $7,000. And then calling them, what did they call her? Saying that she's a terrible human being, terrible family member if you don't give me $7,000. That's not how life works, honey.
It's like, who else on this list of people who are bitching gave money? I really want to know that.
Right.
And OP, I think if there's one thing that you can dig a little bit to find out, it would be who spilled the beans. Like who told these people that you had the money in the first place? Because if it was your mom or, hopefully you didn't broadcast this to everybody. If you did, lesson learned. But whoever spilled the beans, lesson learned on that one too.
You know who I imagine this cousin going up to OP and saying, there's that like moment in Friends where Ross is like, he brings the couch back on the pivot episodes and it's split in half. And he's like, I'd like to return this couch. And she's like, I'll give you store credit in the amount of $4. That's how I imagine this transaction going between the cousin and OP.
He's like, deal. Didn't he take that deal too?
Yes.
Yeah. Deal.
Offer
Pivot! Pivot!
her $5.
Pivot! Hey, Just Max, welcome to your first Gosh Hackin' Live. Glad to have you here. Like a sister, maybe I would think about helping, but my cousin ain't no way, Elise says. I'm like, I'm so confused here about how there were so many family members who were there to chime in. So all of those family members should have been on the list for the request first. There's a lot missing here, and I think nobody in your family is willing to defend you, it seems like, OP. So you got a bunch of people within this family that are willing to take advantage of you, but nobody who's willing to defend you. And that's why I saw a comment earlier in chat on the TikTok side that said, this is why I have relatives, not family. And I think you're probably in the same boat here. So while you do this study abroad trip, you might consider just staying wherever it is you're going. At least keep you away from this quote unquote family that you have going on here. Yeah. Set up a GoFundMe. Yeah, she's got lots of options. But yeah, the golden cousin. They're guilting her because she doesn't want to help. Yeah, absolutely. I just Sapphire asking if we got a new camera. The quality is noticeably more crisp. It is actually. We're rocking a Canon R6 Mark II now. We've previously used an R8 and then a Canon 5D Mark IV, which was the OG one.
You said it's what I want for my birthday. It's all I want.
Yeah, I told her. Well, I was pitching a camera upgrade to Candy Thunder, which, if you don't know, we run a marketing agency, so we've got like a small army of cameras anyway, but our highest quality cameras we use to film client projects and do like 4K slow-mo B-roll in RAW, and we do a lot of stuff. Do it on the gimbal, so it's super smooth, all of that. So I was looking for something that we could upgrade to that could kind of be a do-it-all, that I could do photography, photos with, that I could do stream video with, and that I could do the slow-mo, high-quality B-roll with as well. And this will externally film up to like 6K ProRes RAW at 60 frames a second, but will also work for the stream, will also work for great photos. So yeah, and it's not the crazy highest end one either. That would be the R5 Mark II that we were looking at, but it has overheating issues. Turns out this one has a little bit of overheating issues too. If you were here on the last stream, we overheated a little bit into the stream and had to kick it back over. What's up?
Also,
Sorry, I started geek talking.
Yeah, he started talking to me about this new camera, and I got about like a quarter of the way through that whole speech, and I was like, whatever, just do it.
I'm sorry.
I've lost it.
It's something that requires a lot of research and a lot of experience.
I said that you can always come up with a good pitch. That's why you're a great marketing.
Hey,
Come up with a good pitch to make it happen.
Yeah, and so the part of the pitch was, hey, like I will defer any birthday gifts to just go toward being able to upgrade this thing. And we got the green light, so here it is. And yeah, we're still learning it a little bit, but yeah, we're running 4K into the computer now, but we're still just broadcasting in 1080. So Nick was all impressed, Elise? Heck yes. Hey, awesome. Also, super subtle mention of the promo. He's in it for anyone following along with Nick. Yeah, Elise. So the scenes that Elise is in, that's Nick standing there with her with a hat on.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yep. It's Nick. Nick. All right, we're diving over to the next story here. Let me get a couple of catch-ups here done. We're over the halfway point on the bolt goal on the TikTok side. Kitty Cat Queen just passed 100 dropping bolts here, and has also dropped some more stuff there. Mary Doyle, Krista Museum Girl, Broken Diane, Shara Lynn, Carol Jaworski, Broken again there. CT Civil, Fallen Devil, Karen Shaper Cutter dropping the 110, Bailey Chapman with the 375, Michelle with the Team Power, Candy White, Celestial, Brittany Vigil, Nicole Perez, Michelle, Brittany Vigil again there. Cake the Rogue dropped the 300, Kate Wiggins, Tanya Willems, Michelle, Cake the Rogue with some more bolts. Adventures with Pam, Dardar with the first gift. Thanks so much for that. Cat Wiggins, Michelle, Callie Knight, Diane, you guys are amazing balls. Thank you so much. Fernie Marie, Crazy 8, Karen Shaper Cutter, Pink, I see you there as well. Now we'll get started on the next story. That's like my equivalent of your auctioneer voice, Tony. I still think one time you need to come up and read the gifter list in your auctioneer voice. What is it going to take? February 1st. What kind of booze is it going to take
$1,000
to make that happen? I said booze, not money. Yeah. Hey, Katie Niece, welcome. Finally found us on the YouTube side. Heck yes. All right, we're heading over to our next story here. Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for not allowing my son to play during his day off from school? Seems very grumpy, doesn't it? Poll starting right now. 1 minute poll, TikTok side. Upper left-hand corner should give you the interactive poll. You too, please vote with a comment. Am I the astronaut for not allowing my son to play during his day off from school? It seems like a... I mean, what did this kid do all day? Was you running like a concentration camp over there? I'm going 3, middle of the road. There's got to be some extenuating circumstances here, but still, I feel like it's kind of an asshole-ish thing to do, right? Lalero Room says, how do you submit a story? If you have a story to submit, there's 2 different ways to do it. There's a few, actually, but 2 different ways. You can submit it on the Dusty Thunder subreddit, which would be probably the smartest way. That gets it in front of the audience there, and you'll get some immediate feedback from that community. Or you can submit it directly to us at dusty-thunder.com. There's a form to submit your story there. Just be aware there's no guarantee that story is going to get picked up and used. So that's why we highly suggest the Reddit side so you get some immediate feedback there. Also, while you're there at dusty-thunder.com, check out the swag area. There may be something new there waiting for you.
What is it?
You'll see. What is it? You know damn well what it is. Oh, look. Friggin' overheated again. It did it again! I thought we had this solved.
Boy, that's
We do
a
not.
nice new camera.
I thought this was supposed to be a
We'll-
good purchase.
Boy, that's
be right
fancy.
there.
I thought this was supposed to solve all our problems.
Hold on! We'll be right there. Don't worry.
It seems like there's lots of problems
Okay.
with the new camera.
That's nice.
It's not lots of problems, just one really bad problem.
Okay.
It's just one really bad problem. Okay, so apparently I have to keep it down at 1080p. Would you do me a favor real quick? Will you stand right here? Thank you.
How many married people are in chat right now? How many married people? We're being so sarcastic, y'all. So sarcastic. Sarcasm is basically our only language in this office, I promise. Oh, we fixed it. I'm not blurry anymore. Married. You know what I'm feeling right now, then.
What are you feeling right now?
What?
Regret? No. Attraction?
Always?
What are you feeling right now?
I don't know.
You're feeling like you've been duped?
Vindicated?
Vindicated? What do you mean vindicated?
Hey,
Okay, so
Andy, would you like me to hand you the sticky note?
here's the deal. Okay, by the way, the poll ended. AskCon 2 actually ended up winning barely over AskCon 3. We'll see where we end up here. But, quick note to justify myself here. When I did my initial research, there was no mention of an overheating issue, which is why I went the direction of this camera instead of the R5 Mark II. However, after it overheated on Sunday, I did an extensive amount of research, and what I learned was there's a potential workaround where you can flip the LCD screen away from the camera, and it's supposed to help. So we tried that. I did a test yesterday morning, left it on for hours, no issue at all. So it just happens during the stream.
You're
so
too hot.
We'll just gotta push 1080 through. It's gonna be a little less crisp. I'm sorry about that. And now I'm a little bit out of focus, apparently. Son of a biscuit. Okay, can you come stand here again? I'm so sorry. Right where I'm standing. And don't move, whatever you do.
I'm back.
Rod said no justification. That's what we're going to start calling it.
I'm back. I'm in focus.
You're moving so much.
I'm in focus. I can't move. He told me not to move because he's got to focus the camera.
Yeah, we're good now.
So
I'm
I have
sorry.
to say, I have to freeze. It's freeze.
Good thing that focusing is your best call.
I'm sorry, guys.
Do it.
Good thing
You
that
know-
focusing is your best call.
Time to take the camera back? No, I just got to stop trying to push 4K through. I just got to set it to 1080 and just live with that. So that's what I'll do. It'll still do everything else that we need it to do. Okay, we'll dive into the story now. I'm sorry. Wouldn't be a dusty stream without tech gremlins, y'all. I tell you what, if this is your first stream and you've only seen the posts that we do, you don't get to see any of this fun stuff. This is what makes the live so much fun. It's real. It's raw. Shit goes wrong. It's like ever since the first Dusties, it's just been kind of a theme. All right, the title again was Am I the Astronaut for Not Allowing My Son to Play During His Day Off from School? I went AskCon 3. AskCon 2 won in the poll with AskCon 3 right behind it. My son Caleb is 8 years old and in the 3rd grade. He had the day off from school today due to it being MLK Day. I have a policy that if he has the day off from school due to it being a holiday, he cannot play until the time where he would normally get home from school.
What's the point of being out of school?
What is he doing right now? No TV, no video games, and no playing outside. Yeah, because it's super unhealthy. Instead, I give him the option of studying about the holiday, in this case MLK Day, or helping me around the house. I don't force him to do any of these things, but if he doesn't want to, he can sit and do nothing. He isn't allowed to play until the time he would normally get home from school. Also, if I need to run errands, unless my husband Jack can watch him, Caleb has to come with me. Well, that's kind of a given. I do this because I want him to understand that not all people get the day off on holidays, that kids have off from school. I have pointed out that a lot of businesses are open on holidays, as are emergency services. As I've explained to him that when he's old enough to get a job, depending on where he works, he might be expected to come into work on these days. I also do this because depending on what he wants to do, I might not be up for taking him various places or doing the things he feels like doing. I'm a homemaker and Jack works from home. His job allows him to set his own schedule, but he usually works holidays and at least part of the weekend. I usually spend the day cleaning, grocery shopping, and when I'm finished, I usually relax until it's time to pick Caleb up from school, which is 2:40 p.m. Today, Caleb complained about not being allowed to play, but didn't want to study or help around the house, so he chose to sit and do nothing. He continued to complain, yet whenever I reminded him, I'll read that line again, he continued to complain, yet whenever I reminded him that he could still study or help around the house, he still chose to do nothing. After I was finished cleaning up, which was around 11 a.m., I had to go to the grocery store, and I took him with me. After we got back, I watched an episode of General Hospital I had recorded but hadn't watched yet, and spent the rest of the afternoon reading.
I'm sorry. She can watch TV.
Yes, she's allowed to watch TV. Caleb kept complaining, and I eventually told him that he wasn't allowed to play when he would normally have gotten home from school. He still complained. So he lost his pending playtime as well. He still complained, and I told him to go to his room. He doesn't have any toys in his room.
Naturally. Why not? Why would he?
Why would
He's
he?
a child.
Most prison cells don't have toys. Shortly afterwards, Jack came into the kitchen to have lunch. He told me that we were being unfair to Caleb because other kids, including his friends, get to play. But to him, it feels like he's being punished. The thing he especially had a problem with was me watching TV when he wasn't allowed to. He said that he never liked this rule, as it wasn't a rule his parents had when he was a kid. It was a rule that my parents had, however, but went along with it. I told him I wish he had said something about this years ago, and we argued. He's still mad, and Caleb is still upset. So now I feel bad, but I still don't think he should get the day off on a day when most adults still have to work. Okay, how, in this last statement, OP, is this still justified in your mind? And I know the answer. The answer is because you were brought up this way. But you answered your very own question here, right? You said, I feel bad, but I still don't think he should get the day off on a day when most adults still have to work. He's a kid. He's a kid. And what happens if you don't allow your kid to be a kid? That's the question here. We have a lot of therapists that are part of this group, and a lot of people that are in progress to become therapists too. So riddle me this: what happens to a kid who isn't allowed to be a kid? What happens to their development? What happens when they grow up? Like what kind of damage does that cause? Nicole, is this rage bait? Because it's working. Kids get a break from school for a reason. They don't grow up. Generational trauma. He'll be no contact with mom. Why doesn't my son talk to me anymore? Yeah. Playtime is learning time too. You know what else it is? It's therapeutic time. There's so much like sensory therapy that involves play. And one of the first things whenever I started therapy that my therapist told me was one of the best things that you can do is play. Take some time and play with your kid. Do some tactile things. Color. Build with blocks. Those things are therapeutic things. Those are good building blocks to who you want your child to become as a human. This rigid structure, treating your child like an employee, is not healthy. And it's going to cause some damage. And OP, because you've lived this, I know that you can't see it. Maybe there's a little bit of pain because your husband now opposes you on this, right? There's enough pain for him to finally speak up and say, all right, this is asinine. I can't go along with this anymore. So now you feel a little bit bad, but you still have this core belief because it was created by your family, by your parents when you were growing up, right? So maybe question that now. Maybe question that now and look at yourself and say, hey, because I wasn't allowed to do this, are there some isms? Are there some quirks that I have that are a result of my doing this? You don't have to do everything that your parents did. In fact, a lot of people do things differently on purpose. We know more now than we did then, right? And that's where the generational trauma, that's like crumping and trauma at the same. It's a very traumatic crumping. I could illustrate it for you if you like. That's where a lot of the generational trauma comes in, right? We know more now than we did then. The parenting books of the day might have suggested this kind of thing. Now they probably wouldn't suggest this kind of thing. Not having toys in his room, not allowing him, I think there's a misunderstanding right now about what playing accomplishes, OP. It is a good thing. There's a lot of benefit to play, but you're viewing it strictly as a reward for something, and it kind of seems like you're training him like a dog. You put him in his kennel, and then you let him out and use it as a positive reinforcement thing, like only if. But you're also taking a negative direction here too, because you're taking things away as you go. Like, yeah, you were going to give him this playtime if he chose to do X or Y. He chose not to do those things, so he had to sit there, but he complained, so then he lost the playtime that he would have had, even if it wasn't a holiday. At some point here, there's got to be something that kind of kicks enough self-reflection or kicks you out of this enough to self-reflect and say, is this the right thing? What is this going to do to my child? What has it done to me? And really start exploring that. I'm not suggesting that you like drop it and change your life right now, but I'm suggesting that you start questioning yourself. Personally, I think this is something you definitely shouldn't have done. I don't think you're evil for it. I think it is something you definitely should not have done. This was hardwired into you. That's why you think it's okay. But now you know there's at least enough of a problem with it to where you need to be seriously looking at it. If you are involved in therapy, this is the kind of thing that I would suggest talking to a therapist about and explore it. Explore, you know where it came from, but explore why that belief is so rigid in you and explore what it did. And that'll give you a clue or a blueprint as to what it's going to do to your child as well. It'd be really interesting to know if OP's parents, when they were bringing her up and giving her this structure, if they were both on the same page with it, or if one person secretly, like Dad here, disagreed with it the whole time but went along with it. Dorothy, thank you so much. Play develops problem-solving skills. For sure. For sure. Ta says, it does kind of feel evil, like Mom gets off on it. And, you know, her watching General Hospital while she's forcing her kid to sit there and twiddle his thumbs, it definitely takes a step in that direction. But I'm still thinking that because this is the way that she was raised, like she doesn't know it's wrong yet, is just now kind of slapped with the reality that it might be wrong. And that's a step in the right direction. I mean, self-reflection, getting to the point where you can is painful, right? It's very painful. There's a lot of things she could have been done differently. Cunning K dropping the $2 super said, I had to be taught to play in my 20s in therapy. That's where this leads. And Cunning K, was it a similar structure for you? Anger issues, resentment, all kinds of stuff. And, you know, at school, whenever kids are starting to play and OP's kid is apprehensive about it, that's going to create some social distance there as well. Not the COVID kind, the awkward kind. Also, Cunning Kate first super on alive. Thanks so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Beyond teaching a child they don't deserve rest and happiness and fun makes an adult who cannot feel those things properly. Lilith, what about summer vacation? Yeah. Trust issues. They don't know how to balance work and home life. It goes on and on. Yeah. DJ Trishy D, it took me a long time to realize how I was raised doesn't work. I think that's I think it's something that you start exploring as an adult. You start kind of reflecting on your patterns and your learned behaviors and start undoing a lot of things, right? Unmaking yourself is never a painless process. Elise, I just don't understand this logic at all. They can't even go outside to be active. I would understand this a lot more if it was you're just not laying around at all. But nope. I think in her mind, it's anything he might enjoy. Enjoyment translates to her as a treat. So if it's something that's going to make him smile, it is off limits, which is just bonkers. Bonkers. Yeah, it's an Ask on 2 for me. Inching toward an Ask on 1. Something's got to be done to change this. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of damage here. And now that there's opposition within the home, now you're talking about a volatile situation here too. So it could get a lot worse really quickly. Yeah. Hey, Miss Beans dropping the lightning bolts there. Allison, Savage Karma, Candy Koala, Overkill Mill, Dan, Karen Shaper Cutter dropping bolts there as well. That Alaska girl, Anna Hotman dropped the hundo. That Alaska girl dropped the 420. We're at 3640 out of 4K. We are getting close, folks. Michelle, Holly Elizabeth, Anna Hartman dropped the hundo. Megan Carroll, Hanny B, Henrietta Nilsson with the bolts too. Hanny B, all live. Candy Koala, Karen Shaper Cutter with more bolts there. Miss Beans, Mary Doyle. Henrietta again there, Anna Hartman with the 2 hundo. Karen Shaper Cutter, Ms. Beans, Anna Hartman again there. Carly, stay-at-home mom, thank you so much. Cake the Rogue dropping more, 105. Look at you, 3721. We're getting close. Yoko, thanks for the reminder on the YouTube side to like and share the live. Appreciate that. Beyond, yeah, that line of thinking took me in some really bad directions of self-harm and unaliving tendencies. That shit can mess up a kid. Something fierce. I bet it can. Like, it's just, I mean, luckily, I was very fortunate as a kid growing up to not have like the imposition of any kind of, didn't feel like a concentration camp. Didn't feel like a work camp. Didn't feel like a job. I mean, I had chores and stuff, but it was nothing like this. Meg's World, yeah, we hear a lot of that. We hear a lot of that going on right now. A lot of it. Okay, we'll dive to the next story here. Oh, we hit the goal. We hit it. Can I get a list from you, Tony? Candy Thunder has stepped out momentarily to go pick up Ava Thunder, but...
Well, she preemptively did her.
Oh, she preemptively did it. Oh, okay.
You haven't seen the last of her, don't worry.
In particular order here, we have Violet Green, Anna Hartman, Cake the Rogue, A.K. Mary Bailey Chapman, Big Hearted Bo, Cat Schmitty, Tinker Truck, Charlotte Arnold, Tony Spark, M. Henry, Nicole P., Michelle Beresford. Beresford? Is that how you spell it? Or say it? Beresford? Laura Litzel, Caetanis, Adventures with Pam, Hardcase, Daisy Desserts, Jay Doris, Celestial Tumblers, Henrietta Nilstein, Tony Love, Pinky Awesomeness, Real Broad Zuba, Smiles 420, Mama Kitty, Geeky Fane, This Guy You Know, Liz Romero, Dan Hart Gremlin, Dan T. Hart Gremlin, Chris Museum Girl, Mama Bear, Hanny B, Tar Heel Mama, M. Doyle, Sherry Sosa, Tanya Mitch, Bith Yoda, and CBK 2018. Thank you guys so much for the love. Thank you for the fun there, sir. You like my koozie? My Howler Brothers koozie? You know what's cool about Howler Brothers stuff? It was just a free koozie they sent. But they use the Howler Monkey and they use lightning bolts on everything. Like even their Howler Monkey has lightning bolt sideburns. Plays right into the whole Storm Thunder theme, right? And they even hide some like dusty designs. Lightning bolt kind of stitch designs in their stuff too. It's very cool. Nisi, what's up? Good to see ya. Anna Hartman, you've been trying to resubscribe and it won't let you. I know a lot of that stuff is broken right now. Hopefully it gets all patched back up through, or maybe next week. Recharging, is it cheaper through the website? I don't know about the YouTube side, probably. Because then you don't have the pay gates of the mobile providers. I think in general, I know on the TikTok side it is, if you go to the website and recharge your coins, it is cheaper there. We're gonna set up the next goal here. This one is going to unlock a spicy story and Tony Spark appearance and confetti. Ooh, 3 things. Spicy story? Spisty? Nope, spicy. Plus Tony Spark. Plus confetti. I should just start copying and pasting these, huh? That would be a lot smarter.
Probably be easier.
That would probably be the way to go. I'm not smart like that. Plutbug, anything with lightning bolts are now dusty designs? Pretty much. Quick Navy story, and then I'll dive into the next story. Last night, we were watching the Dusty Thunder teaser. Just reviewing it as a family. I was showing the kids since they were involved with it before we posted it last night. And Navy Thunder, of course, sees herself and sees her siblings in there and sees her mama in there and then sees me. And it's the scene where I walk out with a suit and Elise does the OMG, it's Dusty Thunder. And Navy gets so upset. She's like, you're not that name. You're daddy. For a while, this went on. She's like, you are not that name. I'm like, Dusty Thunder? She's like, yeah. I'm like, kind of am. She's like, you're daddy. I'm like, okay. All right. I'm also your daddy. I can be more than one thing at the same time, kiddo. I can be more than one thing. She's so funny. And Caden nailed it. His acting was chef's kiss.
Well, thank you.
All right, here we go. Next story. Oh, we are going for paper cranes, by the way. I need to pin that real quick. Sorry. Come on. We can do it, TikTok. Pinned. There we go. Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for no longer giving support to my wife's family after I became successful with my own company after they talked down about me? Ooh, okay. I'll start a poll for this one. So OP has found success with the company, but wife's family has been talking down, shit talking him, and then asking for help. So yeah, no. Sorry, you don't get to talk shit and then expect help from me. That's not how this works. Brittany, Oscar-worthy short. Thanks much. Also, very, very glad to see that you guys liked that kind of stuff because we want to start experimenting with some more fun stuff, some more different kind of stuff.
I don't know. Caden Thunder's agent might make it difficult.
And Caden Thunder's agent?
Yeah,
Could. It could. It was the right amount of overacting. You know what I mean? Brittany, nope, if you didn't believe in me when I started out, you don't get to reap the benefits. That makes sense. NTA's running hard at this. I'm right there with you at NTA. No chicken today from Costco, Risa? Aw. I tried to hit Walmart. It was Walmart. It was the Walmart the other day, looking for a rotisserie chicken for something we were making, and they didn't have them then either.
I went to neighborhood market the other day.
Yeah?
And I was set on making soup. It was a couple weeks ago. And there's 2 rotisserie chickens sitting in the back. I'm like, this is perfect. Pushing my cart up there. Somebody wheels up in their cart.
You got cut off and they stole your chickens?
She was like right there, and she was like, okay, there's 2 left. She took both.
Took both the
I
chickens?
have no turkey.
Right in front of you?
She took both.
You know, next time you have a story to tell, you should use that microphone.
I didn't know if it still worked.
It does. It still works.
Dusty over there.
It still works. I know it hasn't been used in a long time, but we got it.
I should have used it last week on what we thought was our last one.
Bird flu took a lot of chickens out. Oh no! Is that where the chickens have gone? That's terrible. NTA took the cake on this one by a mile. Let's see how right we were. Terabyte. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. You're like, wait, that's different. My early 30s wife, mid 20s, grew up in a fairly poor environment. Her grandpa had money, but her mom didn't, and her sister doesn't. My wife has an incredibly strong work ethic. She's probably more so defined as a workaholic. When I first met her, I was in trucking, making about 50 to 70K a year. Since then, I developed a niche for a specialty marketing field and became very good at it. All my friends encouraged me to go into business for myself with a marketing company. My wife was fully supportive of this, even after we discussed the financial difficulties we would have for the first year or so due to a limited budget. I made sure she knew that some months I may not get a check from the business. My salary is paid monthly. Her family, however, were not. They accused me of neglecting my family, being lazy, not wanting to work, etc. They would constantly be bringing up the fact that I didn't have a job because I was always home, working remote. She would defend me, but they would ignore it and continue to call me lazy and a deadbeat for putting my daughter in daycare while I worked from home. I was still driving a truck part-time to have steady, reliable income, but it was only half of what I was making on a good week. In the last year, however, I have grown my income from my business beyond what I was making in trucking and have very little overhead. Since we cut costs back when I first started, we realized a lot of things we were paying for we could do without or found other alternatives, and we never really added those expenses back. So it's like we have significantly more money now. I still drive a semi occasionally for a friend who owns his truck, mainly to keep my CDL active and stay knowledgeable in the industry as a fallback. Her family has taken note, and they are constantly asking to go out to eat with us, hang out with us, etc., then get mad whenever I never pay for the meals, the outing, the vacation, etc., aside from my part of the tab, obviously. This is a family of assholes. Looking back, I understand why they never had money. They were living well beyond their means, but if it makes them happy, then it is what it is. I let my wife do whatever she wants with her money, which sometimes includes buying stuff for her family, which I support her doing with her money if that's how she wants to spend it, but I make sure that she knows that I don't want a dime of my money going to her family, since they were very unsupportive of what made us our money and would go as far as to talk down about me for doing what led to our money. Am I the astronaut? Now, I think it's just like the title says, man. I think it is just as simple as the title says. There is a little bit of a weird vibe when it comes to, like, wife can give them her money, my money is off limits, and then there's our money too. I don't know, people handle finances differently. We don't keep separate finances. That's why it's a little bit weird for me. I know it's not going to be weird for a lot of people there, but I understand. And I think these entitled asshats that talked shit on you so long, so hard, and it wasn't just a little bit, calling you a fucking deadbeat when you were trying to get a business off the ground, which is one of the hardest damn things you will ever do. Also, one of the most terrifying things you will ever do, right? Like, the buck stops with you. You may not get a check, you probably won't for a while. Like, it takes so much bravery to take that leap, and the fact that you had your wife's support to do it, and then you dive into it, and the naysayers go after you, which they always do, right? But to have your family, her family, which I still consider your family, to be the naysayers there trying to prevent you from succeeding, wow, that says a ton about their character. It's not them cheering you on, being like, oh, that's so cool. Like, what can we do to help facilitate you growing your business? What can we do to help? We really want to see you guys succeed. People hate winners. What am I trying to say here? I'm candy thundering this whole thing up. There's nothing people hate more than seeing someone win. And yeah, in the beginning, they didn't understand this is where this was going to lead to. It didn't matter. They didn't have to. It's not like they were having to support you during this time. You were doing what you needed to do to survive and support your family. And you cut expenses way back to be able to make that happen. It cost them nothing. They were just inconvenienced by the fact that things were changing for them. But then things get good and they expect you to foot the bill for everything. Why? Because you can. They think you won the freaking lottery. No, you worked your ass off to get where you are. These people get this. They're going to get the audacity, if it'll play, which it looks like it's not going to. It's just going to lag its way through here. Maybe. The audacity, the entitlement of these people to make these statements and then get pissed off when you don't foot the bill is just unacceptable. That's unacceptable. I'm also giving them this as well because that's straight garbage. I wish your wife was more like, I wish you guys had more of a unified front here. And maybe that's where the complication of the his, her, and ours money comes in. Because if she's still supporting them somehow, or if she's supporting them more because your business is doing better now, and she has more disposable income to support them with, maybe that's where their expectation comes from. I really wish there was a united front here. And that would make it, I think they'd be much less likely to shit talk if that were the case. That's my theory here. What do y'all think? Elise, my employer has gone to work from home as a privilege, which I love. Those who aren't producing have to go back to the office. There's an incentive behind it. Working from home is not easy. I think it's even harder in a lot of cases. It's harder to stay focused. Especially with a toddler. Yeah, but it's just generally, for ADHD people especially, it is a very difficult thing to do. It's tough.
I don't like it.
I can't stay on task.
More than a couple of days, and that's about it.
I can do it if I work at night when like the rest of the fam is asleep and I'm just zoned in. Bonus points if I've got a gummy kind of helping me zone in. But at night where I can, toddler's not running in asking for something, like there's not a lot of commotion going on. The dogs are asleep too. Hey, Grandma.
I was watching in the car. I had to turn it all the way up. I'm sorry.
I gotta turn the volume up to 110%.
I'm old, people.
Working remote is tough. Working remote while starting your own business, I can't imagine how difficult that would be. Like luckily, whenever we first started out, we already had an office to work with, right? So it wasn't a start from the garage kind of thing. I imagine that is incredibly difficult. And also, yeah, you had your daughter in daycare, but who took her? Who picked her up? Who facilitated all that? You still did all of that. So I don't know. It just seems like a bunch of naysayers who are going to root against you no matter what. And now this is just the next piece of drama for them. They've got to be the victim of something, right? They were the victim of you being a deadbeat. And now they're the victim of you not paying for things because it turns out you're not a deadbeat. Well, screw them, okay? Screw them. Just screw them. That's it. Screw them. So the question was, am I the astronaut for not giving support, no longer supporting my wife? Am I the astronaut for no longer giving support to my wife's family after I became successful with my own company after they talked down about me? No. Hell no. Hell no. Radiant Decay, I work from home with a new pup and it's difficult. I couldn't imagine with the baby. Oh my goodness. Elise, whoever said earlier that you have relatives, not family, is so on point for people like this. Yeah, 100%. And this is his wife's family, but it seems like maybe that's where more of that his, her, ours weirdness comes in for me, is because he talks about everything with a very firm line of separation. It's like her family, my family. I don't know. Maybe we kind of view everybody, because we're a blended family, like we're just one massive family. Working from home at night, that's all I can do. That's all I can do. If I do work from home during the day, it's in like 15-minute bursts, and that's about it. Let me get some music rocking here and some thanks going. Tony Spark dropping a paper crane. Cap Girl, Bailey Chapman, Cap Girl again there, Bailey Chapman again there. Emmy Castro, Adventures with Pam Cameron, Treats, Big Bo, Tony Spark dropping more paper cranes. We're at 39 of 100 right now. As a reminder, that will unlock Tony Spark, a spicy story, and the confetti cannon. Hey yo. Jenny with the ice cream cone, Naomi Sarah, Big Bo, Karen Shaper Cutter, Pink, Bailey Chapman, Rona Klaus, Seawall Baby, Karen Shaper Cutter again there, Seawall Baby dropping a whole lot of paper cranes. Thank you so much for the love. Janice 2014, Tony Spark, Karen Shaper Cutter's Cat Wiggins, Emily B, Catherine, Cap Girl, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Plutbug currently pulling double duty on here and TikTok to get your likes up. My thumb hurts. Haha. You're freaking awesome. Thank you so much for that. Don't cause yourself discomfort or don't make it feel like work. I want you to enjoy this. You know what I mean? I appreciate it though. I really do. Really do. What did you say uh-oh about? Something wrong? Oh, when you first sat down, I thought you said uh-oh.
But I don't know why.
David, did you have an oopsie daisy?
Did I say that?
You said something.
I heard uh-oh, but I had just started reading names, so Meg's World, yes! I doodly do. Let me see if I can get you something for that right quick. It is, what is it? At Dustin-Storm. That's what it is. At Dustin-Storm. Nicole Stout with the high five. Thank you so much. Hey, Evie, member for 1 month in the Goshak and Thunder crew, says, hi, Dusty. Hope you and your family are having a great week. We are. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to some Chiefs football this weekend. They take on the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be an epic game. We're going to have a lot to talk about. Meg's World, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's dive in. Let's dive in to the next story here. Story 4. Hey there, it's Dusty once again with another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for not letting my wife name our dog something stupid? We don't have any context right now, so this is going to be a little bit of a shout in the dark as it comes to a poll. But we're going to do it anyway. Poll starting now. Am I the astronaut for not letting my wife name our dog something stupid? I feel like naming a pet is like naming a child. It's a 2 yes, 1 no kind of structure. So I'm going to go NTA. I'm going to go NTA on this. It's like naming a kid. If one person doesn't like it, I think that name's out. Totally Radical with the flower. Thanks so much for that. Candy, I see you there with your Go Bills. I see you. Letting is a word that I don't like in that overkill mill. However, again, I think naming a pet is like naming a kid, and it's a 2 yes, 1 no structure. Yeah, letting I don't like there either, which you could be right. It could be much worse than the NTA. Ooh, ESH. Bree, why do I always forget about this? I'm not going to change it because I already stuck with it, but Mike, you want to ask on one? I mean, it could be. Very well could be. NTA 1, however, it's spread out here. ESH is right behind that, and then it's kind of an even spread with Ascons 2, 3, and 4. Let's see where it's actually at. I'm new to Reddit, so hopefully I do this right. I, 32 male, have been married to my wife, Natalie, 30 female, for 4 years now. We've been living together with our 2 cats, Victor and Warwick, since. The cats were mine before we got together, both of which I named after my favorite video game. Well, since Nat and I have been living together, she has been begging for a dog. Nat grew up with a golden retriever, which she adored, and she had been pleading for us to get one. I was hesitant at first. I've never been much of a dog guy, and I was unsure how the cats would react to having a dog around. Well, this Christmas, as a late Christmas gift, I caved and surprised Nat with a retriever puppy. I gave her permission to name the dog anything she wanted. Yeah, it's the letting and the permission. I'm not, like, why do you got to use those words, man? Why do you using those words just immediately puts you in a negative light here? I don't like it. I don't like it, brother. Here's the fun part. Bitch. She chose bitch. She said it'd be funny, and she always thought naming a female dog bitch was comical. I found it less funny. Not only would vets look down on us, but every Sunday, Nat and I babysit the neighbor's kids, 8 female and 6 male. What do we say when the kids asked about the fact that the dog would have a collar with bitch on it? I thought it was stupid, and I told her no. She told me I had just said she could name the dog, which is true, but I said I paid for the dog and should at least approve the name. It's our dog after all. She said I was an asshole for taking away the freedom to name the puppy. Am I the astronaut? There is a small update before we get into that. What do you think? Also, Seawall Baby, dropping more paper cranes. Thank you so much from that. So there is a problem here with the letting... with the I gave her permission to name it anything she wanted, but then it was fake because immediately he was like, oh, well, I give you permission to name it anything you want so long as I approve it. Maybe what she was doing was a test. A test to see how controlling you really were, and you're not showing a real good vibe there. However, yeah, the name bitch really doesn't work.
This is a veto name, though, if you're going to play with someone.
It is a veto name, but, and that's why I think the approach here is the problem. It wasn't a, hey, let's pick this name together. Let's find something we both like. You can come up with your list of ideas, and I just want to be involved. Puzzle time. Puzzle time. Always fun with puzzle time. I think the approach is the problem. I think it's more than the wording, at least. The wording is kind of a byproduct of the approach. I think the approach is the problem, where he's allowing control. He's not looking at this as like a team approach thing. It is I'm going to let you do this little thing, but then take it back real quick. I'm like, you can't do that. I hope the name bitch was a test that he failed gloriously. But yeah, that name won't fly. It's the approach for me that there's a problem with. I think he should have done it differently. Not that he did the wrong thing, but I think he should have approached this whole thing differently. Tater thoughts? What do you think here? Huh? Can I tell that you disagree? Yeah, I can tell that you disagree by the fact that you were jumping out of your chair 30 seconds ago.
I wasn't jumping out of my
You were like-
chair. I adjusted my dress.
You ready to run?
You asshole.
Come up here.
No,
Get up here on the mat.
I think by saying he gave permission, I have not read the story, but if he's saying he gave permission, meaning he withdrew his need for input. That's how I took it. I didn't take it.
Immediately took that back.
Because she named the dog bitch. And if you're at a park or like you have kids at your house and you're like, bitch, come here, you little bitch. Like, come on, that's not appropriate to name a dog bitch. If you're never going to be around kids. It's an inappropriate name, and he called her on it. So if she was testing him, I kind of think she failed the test, in my opinion, because that's a shitty thing to do. But if you're going to test someone, do it without a cuss word, I guess. But
do it without an immediate veto name.
I just saw his, someone said at the vet, Savage Karma, yeah. I'm here, bitch is here for her appointment. Like, it's not appropriate, in my opinion. And this is literally just my opinion. But I think him saying, I give you permission, just means that he's withdrawing his input. But then he... Because she named the dog bitch.
I understand, but it's that approach. Okay, if you and I got a doodle pup.
You would withdraw your input to name it. You didn't. I came up with a name for Luna, and you said sounds good. But if I said I wanted to name her
had
bitch,
input. I said sounds good. I wouldn't say you choose whatever dumbass name you like and then try to jump back in and be like, whoa. It's something that you and I would approach together. Even if one of us came up with the name that was chosen, which is how that has to work anyway. I think it's a team approach. The fact that it was these two aren't approaching life together. They're approaching it as individuals. Yeah. That's what I have a problem with.
If she's doing a test to her partner, that's a shitty thing to do. But I don't think he's been in the wrong yet, and that is just my opinion. I think he withdrew his need for input.
So you're at NTA.
I'm at NTA for him so far. I don't know what the update is, so.
Okay, we have an update to get into. I'm at AskOn 3 right now because it's should have done it differently.
What is she at?
She's at AskOn 3 as well. So it's an ESH. Yeah, it's everybody should be doing what they're doing differently right now. I'm gonna move this mat. That's my spot marker for Candy Thunder, and I noticed I had it too far back. Okay, and Dr. Sweets agreed. They need to work on their communication. That's something that happens trial by fire, right? But this is a great example of how they need to work on it. Update 1. Oh, there's multiple. Thank you for all the kind words and advice. My wife ended up finding out about this post through a YouTube short, which I find funny since I never thought the post would blow up. I'm at work now and we are trying to work it out over text, but my wife is still being pretty stubborn and she doesn't like how people are talking bad about her on Reddit now. Hopefully we can reach a happy medium. Like Bizzo. That would work. The kids don't know what that is. Update 2. I wanted to clear a few things up. First, my apologies about the spelling error. First, my apologies about the spelling error. It is fixed. Second, when I say I give permission, I should have worded it, name the dog without my input. Usually when naming a pet, it is in agreement of the two people. All I said to Nat was, what are you going to name her? And third, when I said begging for a dog, I know she could get her own. I just don't like dogs. And when she tried to convince me, I say no, usually. Mutual agreement, again. I saw some people saying I was in the wrong because of the way I worded these parts of the story, so I clarified a little. Anyways, we have since talked about the dog name and are still in a tiff. She is refusing to budge on her stance. I might just have to give in, as much as I don't like the idea. Okay, so what does that change?
What does that change for you?
What does it change for me? Nothing. I think they're in the exact same spot. Even if he says he worded that badly and he approached this in a different way, I still very much feel like it is the approach, it is the communication, it is, I think the presentation, how he initially worded it is how he felt and how he probably presented himself to her. Right? And then later on was like, oh, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. And gets a chance to edit to make himself look better. I still have them at an ESH Ask on 3. What about you, Tater thoughts? What does that do? Does it just validate what you were thinking here?
I mean, yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that I'm right or he's right or she's right or you're wrong. I think that I don't know why I said
just
it.
slip that one in there at the end.
I said it in that way. I did not mean to. It just came out. I get myself into a lot of trouble with my words.
Me too.
So anyway, I just feel like I don't think he's an asshole. I think it's just a normal. It was just a normal married thing. He doesn't like dogs, but he caved because he knew that she wanted one, and that's a thing. I want another dog, but out of respect for you, I'm not just going to go and get one because until we're ready and we decide that we're both ready, we're not going to do it. And he did that. He eventually decided, hey, okay, I'm ready. I've changed my mind. I think that's respectful because he knows that she wants the dog. I think she's being, no pun intended, but a disrespectful bitch at this point because why? She's disrespecting the dog that she worked so hard to want in her life and calling it bitch. It's not funny. It's going to cause so many problems and it feels childish.
It will cause problems. And I think even if they made that her official name, they'd end up having to choose some kind of nickname because I mean,
I don't know if they want kids, but what if they do want kids and their kid's 3 and their dog's obviously still part of the family and their 3-year-old is like, bitch, come here. I'm not a fan of that. I use cuss words all the time, but I don't want to use them in reference to my animals.
What?
I don't want to yell bitch at my animal because it's seen as a derogatory term.
How about this?
It means female dog, but that's not how we use it.
How about when you have to open the door and your dog's out in the yard and you're hollering for your dog and the whole neighborhood can hear you and you're just out there going, bitch!
Yeah.
Get in here, bitch. Pinch it off, bitch.
There you go. Thank you, Vanessa. I would be so embarrassed. I would be embarrassed to call my dog that if I was him. So I think he has a leg to stand on here.
However, OP, you could...
Right, Elise?
You could come back with some alternatives as some kind of...
Call it Itchy. Call it Itchy, and then she can call it bitch.
Itchy?
Yeah.
You could throw out some alternatives that at least alluded to the same kind of thing and have some fun with it and find something that she would think... She just wants something funny. That's the point right now. So... Find something funny that would work as a substitute that isn't offensive to other people who hear it.
There you go. That's perfect.
So you're at an NTA. I'm still at an ESH because of the communication issue. I think it's something that they've got to work themselves through, and I don't buy that he didn't present it to her the way that he initially presented it to us.
I could say I gave you permission to purchase a camera. I mean, that's not me telling you what you can and can't do. That's us making a decision.
No, that's
together.
very much you telling me what I can and can't do.
Well, someone's got to do it.
And I had to go.
There's got to be one in the relationship.
I went specifically to seek permission, so I was asking for it.
And I sought permission about getting a dog, and you vetoed, and I respected that decision. I do not send him dogs anymore. See?
And just to be clear, she didn't send me dogs. Like, there's a puppy in the office when I come in, and she's like, "What about this one?" I'm like, "No, send it away." No, she sends me posts that have dogs in them.
I sent him pictures of puppies all the time. But I stopped doing that because he said, we can't handle it right now. And he's right, we can't. I'm impulsive, so I need him to...
We got way too much stuff going on.
You have not given permission yet, and that's all I'm saying. In this way, he used it in a marriage thing, and there is permissions that you need in marriage, and I don't mean that in a misogynistic way. I mean that in you both have to be on the same page, and until he gave...
I understand.
Like, I don't think he used permission how we're receiving that word.
I understand, and a lot of people in chat agree with you here, so that could just be my hypersensitivity to it.
You don't like that term.
I don't.
know that.
I don't.
Yeah, I understand.
It's like that episode of New Girl when Jess, it was like the high school prom thing, and she's seeing the guy in there in the hotel room, and he's like,
do you have permission?
Do I have permission? Do I have your permission to touch your hand? Yeah. Do I have permission to kiss you? Do I have your permission? She's like, God! Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. 2
yeses, 1 no. Thank you, Anne. That's way less wordy than what I just said.
That was the first thing I said. I said when it comes to naming, pets are like babies.
Oh, I was
it's a
talking
2
about
yes,
just
1
getting,
no.
in general, just getting an animal.
Oh, same thing. 2 yes, 1 no.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
You think somebody says what I said a long time ago, and she's like, yes, that's perfect. I'm like,
Also, that's marriage too.
yes, 100%. It definitely is. It definitely is. Also, Dr. Sweets, yes, says, so Candy, what I am hearing is that if you were surprised by a follower with a dog, you would be happy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely would be. Now, we're going to name that dog like Dingleberry or something. No, we got a name picked out already for it. Yep. Sunday Storm. The future dog is Sunday Storm. Or for content's sake, Sunday Thunder. Sunny Thunder? Sunny Thunder. I'm at ESH. Candy Thunder's at NTA. This one is a little bit all over the place. So it's an interesting one. That's a good discussion one, I think. And it just kind of gives us a different idea of our sensitivities, maybe. All right, let me get some thanks going on here, and then we'll dive over to the next one. We are at 64 of 1 hundo on the paper cranes right now. I know gifts are a little wonky on the TikTok side because people can't recharge. I get it. We'll play through this and see what happens here, right? Does anybody have an animal that has a funny name? If so, throw that in chat. We need some funny animal names. Well, Luna's got some funny nicknames, and so does Oliver. Like Lulu Butterbean.
I don't know where it came from.
Lulu Butterbean. Oliver. Your dad calls him Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, or we say Ollivander and Luna Lovegood Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. Junie B's a good one for Luna. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Zuzu. Skid Boot.
I have Jake from State Farm and Oliver Simon's.
Jake from State Farm is fantastic. Raya sending the paper crane through Jarby, Trisha G, Addie Nicole, Hannah Louise, Jezebel, Jenny Lee, Trisha G, Bubsy, Mrs. Dixon, Karen Shaper Cutter, Cake the Rogue dropping some paper cranes there as well. Eileen De Bruyne, Yomiko, Reedman Alter Ego. Yomiko Reedman Alter Ego. I think I got it. Ames, Adri, Misty Joe, Tanya Garcia, Seawall Baby. Thank you guys so much for the love. Big Bo, see you there too. Wonder Woman, Big Bo sending a bunch of paper cranes through. Much love.
Aria.
Merci beaucoup.
Aria is Kiki.
Aria, Kiki, yeah.
That's Navy.
Kiki calls her
Maybe.
Arya.
She couldn't
Yeah.
say kitty, so she said Kiki.
Arya Stock. Funky Winker Bean, Jesse? That's hilarious. Funky Winker Bean. Shell Bell and Pickerel, I like that one too. I like it. Dolly Doo. I feel like if I had a Great Dane, it'd have to be Scooby. Casey with a floating heart, thanks so much for that. Oh, we got somebody with the 12 months here. Firestar, member for 12 months. You're keeping me company while I snow blow a foot of snow here in Michigan. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of snow. That is a whole lot of snow. Okay, we'll dive into our next one here. What's up, Tony?
We're gonna preemptively do the goal. Are we close?
We're gonna preemptively do something here. What are we doing?
We're gonna preemptively do what the goal is.
Oh, so Tony
Still gonna
Sparks
try
about to
hit-
come up?
No, I'm not coming up right now.
What'd you just say?
I said I'm not coming up here right now.
You are.
I'm not.
You said you're preemptively gonna do the goal. The goal
No.
is Tony
The goal
Sparks,
is to read a story.
spicy story, and confetti. It's Tony Sparks.
Why did you do that to me and Kaden? You know we can't handle it.
That's what you get.
You can't handle it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the sound of Candy Thunder pooping just a little bit.
It was also Kaden.
Just saw
Okay.
this.
Let the record show that the confetti is right in front of her when I have
Yes.
to grab it. Like she's sitting in arm's reach of the confetti.
The squeal was actually Caden Thunder this time. No, I'm just
He
kidding.
said he just saw his next life.
You saw your next life? What did you see?
Okay, so go ahead and do the number 2 story.
Spicy number 2?
Yeah.
Oh, spicy number 2. Got it. Jenny with the ice cream cone. Dropping the 2 super there. Thanks so much for the love. Also, your first super on a live stream on the YouTube side. We see on the TikTok side all the time here. I'm glad you have the same user so I can see it there. Okay, Ames, shut up, Meeg, and Big Bo, thank you so much. Oh, they did it because they wanted that reaction from Candy. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. All right. Here we go. Let's go to spicy story number 2. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dusty Thunder, and I've got one of these for you. Somebody order a spicy story. Title of this one is Am I the Astronaut for telling my sister she can't get a discount to buy our parents' house? Okay, let's do a poll for this one. I'm gonna click through and get this started up. Title again was Am I the Astronaut for telling my sister she can't get a discount to buy our parents' house? Oh, this sounds like a sibling money squabble. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it, brother.
I don't like it, brother. Am I the asking for telling my sister she can't get a discount to buy her parents' house? You know what this feels like? If there's a money squabble going on between siblings because of legacy assets from a parent, I'm going to ESH. I'm going to ESH here. Okay, so part of me is like, all right, if we were at some point going to purchase one of our parents' homes, you'd hope you wouldn't be paying like full asking price for that, right? Or would you, because it's your parents? Like there's two very different ways to go there. Now, from the sibling perspective, assuming that they're sharing assets from the sale or like the proceeds of the house get split up amongst the siblings, I can understand why they, it's costing them money to sell it to one of the siblings if they took it at a discount. So I get it. It's Kobayashi Maru. It's all awkward. So going everybody sucks here. Everybody sucks. Great Annie Kiki, think he's the realtor? Could be possible. NTA took the cake here with ESH shortly behind it. Let's figure out where it is for real. Kate, I still have confetti in my hair. Which side? Oh, there it went. Oh, I had like a whole bunch of it. A whole bunch of it just pooped out of my hair here. All right, here we go. My sister, female 56, has been living with our mother for the past 5 years since our dad died and COVID hit. Mom's dementia meant that she shouldn't be alone, and sis and her son, 12-year-old, offered to move into my mom's house. Now that mom needs to move on to long-term care, we can sell her house. Sis wants to buy it for herself and her son, and she wants it at a lower price than we would get from the market. I've refused and think I might be the asshole. Sis has taken care of my mother for the last few years, doing the shopping, cooking, meds, appointments, etc. But she's getting free rent, so it seems like she's already benefited with free housing. I admit that I don't do much for my mom. I live an hour away and I take night school courses. Plus, I'm not as patient and can't handle some of her habits brought on by the dementia. We don't know what the house is really worth because it's run down and needs a ton of work, and all the other houses around have been renovated. My sister thinks that the house being run down will put it closer to her price range. For context, the neighborhood houses have sold recently for about 1.2 to 1.5 milli, and she wants to buy this house for 1 to 1.2 milli.
For a rundown house? It's a lot of money.
I gotta tell you, in our part of the country, that would be like a rundown Taj Mahal. A real estate agent recently said he thought he could get close to 1.5. I've got another agent coming today, and I told Sis she would have to pay full price if she wants it. She owns an investment rental that she could sell, and I own my own home. My sis called me an asshole for ruining her chances at home ownership and not stepping up with help. Also, for context, it's rare to find a house in our city for under $1 million. Figured it was a cost of living thing. My mother can afford a nursing home, so she doesn't need the money from the sale of the house to live on. But the less my mother spends, the more we inherit when she passes away. Knew it. And our parents always wanted things divided equally among us. Am I the astronaut for insisting we sell our mother's house for top dollar? Before we get into feedback, relevant comments. 1, she has done all the work for your mom for the last 5 years. It's not free rent if she's essentially been taking on a second job. Not to mention gas costs for driving around your mom, groceries, and anything else that has come up. Plus all the mental toll of being a caretaker, seeing her mother's health decline in real time, and any hobbies or social life she's had to give up to make this work. She's not asking for a 50% discount. Given the repairs you noted, it's likely her offer isn't far off what it would sell for anyway. I could almost see your point if you wanted the extra cash for your mom's care, but it's just so you can get more inheritance down the road? Do you even care about your mom or your sister for that matter? I was hoping this was a troll post, but your post history checks out. YTA. 2, second comment. Absolutely YTA. If your mom needed the money to live off of, that would be different. But your sister has stepped up to care for your mom all these years when you couldn't or wouldn't. My grandmother had dementia and my parents cared for her. And let me tell you, it was horrible most of the time. Your sister has earned a discount. While she did get free rent, it's hard to put a price on the hours and emotional sacrifice that is. On top of all that, the house needs a lot of work, and discounting at least somewhat for that is completely reasonable. If neighborhood homes are selling for 1.5 milli, your mom's rundown house doesn't comp at that, and probably couldn't even appraise at that. You'd be uprooting her son, your nephew, after living there for 5 years in order to scrape some future inheritance. Equal and fair are not the same thing. Ooh. I like that statement. Equal and fair are not the same thing.
Ditto. Seems
Seems like something we're gonna have to say for Navy Thunder here soon. Here's something that I would like to point out to you as well, OP. If your mother had to hire an in-home attendant for those 5 years, that would have been an asinine amount of money to pay for a service to have an in-home attendant. And it sounds like it wouldn't have been an in-home attendant like a state-funded thing either. It would have been a private pay thing, and it would have cost her, translate, it would have cost your future inheritance more than the discount that she's talking about here. Probably. Maybe. Especially if it was 24/7 care, which is what your sister ended up doing, it sounds like. And when you have in-home care, your in-home care provider does not pay rent. It's a service you are paying for. So she got to stay there. She was working the whole time that she was there. This is just greed. This is just pure greed, and that's bullshit to me. If this was a big discount or her taking it for free or whatever, yeah, I would view that as a problem, but her offer seems like a fair offer given all the circumstances here. What do you guys think? Delithanius says easy $5K a week to hire for 24/7. That's bonkers. And that, what's 5 times 52? I'm gonna call it is $260K a year. Multiply that by 5 years. Your sister stepping in saved your mom a lot of money. So, hey sis, if you're watching this, do the math, ask for that discount, which essentially compensates you for the work that you just did for 5 years. Kayla, Opie's a greedy bizzo, ask on one. Do I still have confetti on my shoulder?
No, I wiped it off.
Okay.
Oh, one piece.
I'm just pooping confetti everywhere here. I don't know what's happening here. If they're in a high cost of living area, 5K a week is low. So it could be even more than that. He's definitely the asshole. And it being a sibling greed thing, already planning his cut of money after his mom passes. And she's going into managed care now. So that seems like a pretty shitty thing to me. Yeah, you know what? Didn't have to think about it too hard. I'm at ASCOM 1. This is a terrible thing. And for him to only be thinking about the money when he didn't step up at all and didn't even address the cost of what would have been the in-home care costs and how much money that she saved your mom. Like, you want to make this about the money? That's a dangerous game, boy. Because what's about to happen is the math is about to flip and it's about to hurt your future inheritance quite a bit more. If she figures out the quality or the value of the work that she provided for free. So you're about to shoot yourself in the foot with this. Best to accept the reasonable offer that she has made right now and just move the fuck on. The sibling that didn't care for the mother is just downright greedy. Yeah, and that's OP here. We have not got to that part of life yet. And I'm not looking forward to it. I can tell you that whenever it's my time to be cared for by our kids, none of them are going to want to do it because I'm going to be a real pain in the ass. I'm going to be like Hector Salamanca.
Which kid do you think would care for you?
Which kid do I think would care for? None of them. None of them are going to, no. I'm going to be way too big of an asshole. They're going to be like, nope. None of them.
Like, I don't like the attention.
Navy. I told them, I don't know if you heard this last night, but when we were watching the teaser, kept saying Dusty Thunder. She got so mad because she kept saying, you're not that name. You're Daddy. She's like very adamant that I'm not Dusty Thunder. I am Daddy and only Daddy. We're just going to change the name of the channel to Daddy, ladies and gentlemen. And that's when it got weird. Elise, isn't it funny how money brings out the worst in everybody, it seems? It really does. It really does. I mean, it just... greed. Hey, look at this. We hit the paper crane goal, and we just delivered on the spicy story. So now you get some Tony Spark. We did the confetti already, too. So they did this just to get Tony Spark up here. Tony Spark, look at that. That's an act of love right there. Could I get a gifted list from you? I'll get some music started here. Daddy Thunder? Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. No, you can't even use the thunder part. She just Daddy. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we didn't tell it in VIP.
What?
The card.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that in VIP. Can I get a gift list from somebody?
They moved the gift list.
Oh, they moved all kinds of things around. I have, I've noticed a lot of changes on the TikTok side already. And every other app, too, which is serendipitous, questionable timing for things, maybe?
The Instagram revamp.
Instagram revamp, the YouTube Live revamp. There's...
Someone said that was successful. We just got it turned on for our channel.
But even the structure of how YouTube
sure,
Live
yes.
looks
Yeah,
now
looks
on
very
the user end, it's different. Yeah. Big-hearted Bo in the lead on this one, and then Seawall Baby and Cake the Rogue, then Tony Spark, Violet Green, Cat Schmitty, Rona Claus, Ryu Kochiha, God's Blessed Wonder Woman, Franny, Addie Nicole, Bailey Chapman, Emily B, IVF Mama, I see you, M. Henry, Janice C. 2014, Daisy Desserts, Cap Girl, Trisha G, Mandy Chasteen, and Adventures with Pam. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for propelling us forward here. Daddy Thunder sounds like Thor. There you go. It's just weird. Every time I hear it, it just gets more weird. Okay, I'm gonna set the next goal, and then we'll get Tony Spark up here. I think he's got a little jig prepared. We'll see what happens here. Either a jig or a... it was a comedic monologue or a jig. I think he was still trying to decide which one to do. All right, the next one will unlock a Caden Thunder appearance and confetti. Is that right? No, I'm wrong. This will be another spicy story and Candy Thunder feedback. I lied. I was wrong. I was wrong. Risa, drop the $2 Super Set surgery number 25 is tomorrow. I hope to make the live. Girl. All the healing and protective vibes going out there for you from this whole gosh heckin' fam. We'll see you there tomorrow night on that live. And if you're exhausted and just need to veg, then do that. I know, 25.
Wow.
That's a lot. Okay, we are going for 15 hundo high bears now. High bears, high bears, high bears. Let me pin that real quick. And then... No, and then. Is the jig ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
The jig is up. There you go, brother.
There's no jig.
Let's screw that forward.
There's no jig. There's no spicy monologue. There's no
Spicy monologue?
Oh, I saw Red Spicy story on the thing. There's no comedic monologue. There's just hi people. How's everybody doing? Hey, there's a members only live on YouTube tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah, there is. In the home studio.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks for the note.
Somebody asked on the next slide.
How's everybody doing? Hi, Brittany.
I'm sorry.
That hat is blinding. Oh. Is it the reflection off all the Super Bowl trophies? Sorry.
Oh!
Sorry. Da 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 da. 3-peat coming. That's right.
You know what would be great? This might be something we need to design. What if we designed a Chiefs hat that was reversible? You could turn it inside out, and it was a referee's cap.
I don't like it.
Come on, it'd be so funny. It'd be so funny.
But we don't need to make them reversible because referees already wear Chiefs hats. So
Apparently.
go Bills, boo.
I don't like it, brother.
Go Commanders. I'm with you there. That'd be cool. Cool story. I would love
Chiefs
to.
Commanders would be a great Super Bowl.
It really would, and I would just,
Commanders are rough.
it would just be a fitting end to a great season for the Commanders for us to crush their hopes and dreams. I love that.
Where are you sitting for the game this weekend? You know,
Yeah, with Mike. So
up in 300s.
323,
Oh,
323, row 4,
What is the weather
3,
this weekend?
maybe 3, maybe 4.
you're gonna have a great view.
What?
38 degrees.
Police have all day Chick-fil-A.
What? What is this all-day Chick-fil-A breakfast you mentioned?
All day Chick-fil-A breakfast.
You got our teens.
You have our attention, Elise.
the teenager even perfect for this.
Also, if you've never had the chicken burrito thing from Chick-fil-A, this will be good. If you haven't had the chicken burrito thing from Chick-fil-A, it's amazing. I know it doesn't sound like chicken and like potatoes and cheese and eggs would be good like for breakfast, but it's actually really good. I don't know what it is about the tortillas at Chick-fil-A. Also, I think it's tortillas. I think they're just really good. No, we had some in-studio visitors pop by. Anyway,
Not people. I
it's the second and third ones of the day. Don't say that.
don't.
Yep, they tested it out for the whole month of January. They were testing for corporate. It's not the full menu, but the chicken minis at 4 p.m. just hit. Chicken minis all day would be a game changer.
I miss
Like
chicken bacon.
chicken minis all day is,
Egg white grill is my
All
jam.
day.
yeah.
29.
Watch Chiefs games at home so I can scream and yell all I want. Well, the fun
You can
thing
do
is
that
you
there,
can do
too.
that at the game too. If you've never been to a game at Arrowhead Stadium, there's a lot of screaming and yelling. A lot. Loudest stadium in the world.
If you still have your voice after that game, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Doing it wrong.
Yeah, it'll be my first sober game at Arrowhead. Interesting experience. Probably a California sober type.
We're gonna win, so this is just a theoretical statement. But if we didn't, it would be because you didn't drink.
That is true. I
We're
don't. I'm.
being forced to watch it at my
I'm not a scientist, but I think that's science.
That's science. 100%.
Brittany
100%.
said, is it a coincidence that I'm wearing a Chiefs hat and a champion sweatshirt? I could wear these things every day because it's the truth.
Hey-yo. Hey-yo. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be great. Okay, guys. Bye.
Oscar music
Follow at TonySpark _ while you still can.
begins there.
Why you still can't?
Why you still can't?
Go Chiefs.
We still don't know.
Bills. Ugh. Barf.
I respect all your teams.
I do not.
I respect them all. Looking forward to defeating them, but if they do lose, will you drown in sadness? That was a question from Elise.
No.
Nah. More like rage. Less sadness, more rage. We'll see. We'll see what happens here.
I said that win or lose the Super Bowl, I just want to get there. I want to have a
Yeah,
shot at it.
we want to get there. We want to have the chance for it. Have the chance. Hey, Michelle, Deborah, Elizabeth Browning, Silver, Raya dropping 60 of those high bears. Sarah Barracuda, Cake the Rogue dropped 109. Elizabeth, Melanie Sutton, Elizabeth again there. Emmy Castro, Emily B, Hippie Hop Frog, Emmy Castro, Melanie Sutton, Savage Karma, Rona Claus Real Broad, Esther Aguilera, Emmy Castro again there. Mandy, Cameron Treat, Melanie, Cameron again there. Ms. Beans, Cake the Rogue. Thank you guys so much for the love.
See
Greatly
Mike's
appreciate that.
comment on YouTube?
Wait, no. What did you say?
I'm a scientist and I can confirm.
I'm a scientist. Mike, there you go. It's confirmed. I mean, it's not even theoretical anymore. KV, Lions, wow. I don't think anybody expected that to happen, but
Hate that for him.
yeah. Wowza. Wowza, wowza, wowza. Okay, we're diving into our next story here. Oop, not that one. This one. Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another story for you. This one is my 26 girlfriend, 23 female. I'm sorry, words are hard. My 26 male, girlfriend, 23 female, is upset that I did karaoke with my ex, 27 female. How can I reassure her of my feelings? All right, it's not an AITA directly. This is relationship advice, so we won't do a poll here. Title without the ages. My girlfriend is upset that I did karaoke with my ex. How can I reassure her of my feelings? Quick pulse check in chat. If your partner did karaoke with their ex, presumably with you not there, would that be a problem? Would it be a problem? What song? Okay, so that's one of the first questions there. What song? But largely it's yeah. Yeah, it's us. Andrea says no, but what song is like the first question on people's mind here. And I think the song does matter. It does. Let's dive in and find out. Last night, my girlfriend, we'll call Rose, and I went out. We ended up running into my ex, who we'll call Ari. I made small talk and casually chatted with her. We went to our seat and the conversation ended. Rose tells me that she's going to the bathroom and tells me what she wants to drink. When Rose was in the bathroom, Ari comes over and dares me to sing We Belong Together by Mariah Carey and dedicate to her, and then we can sing Promiscuous by Nelly for old time's sake. It was karaoke night at the restaurant that I'm in. Okay, hold on a second, OP.
Oh my gosh. What the fuck?
When you say dedicate to her, you didn't specify whether you mean you were dedicating it to your partner or your ex. That's an important detail that we kind of need to understand. But no matter what, the fact that Ari waited until your partner went to the restroom to swoop in and make this offer or invitation is sus, right? And the song choice does not help the situation at all. Good gravy. A little about me, I take dares extremely seriously and agreed. That doesn't make this okay. I take dares extremely seriously. Like, if anybody dares you anything, you'll do it. That just means you're an idiot.
An immature.
Here's something about me is I'm an idiot and I'm very serious about being an idiot. I uphold my idiot status. No one should challenge it. Do not dare challenge my idiot status. I will prove you wrong. Every time. So I took Ari up on her offer. Now, another important fact is that Rose doesn't like doing karaoke, which is why I didn't do it with her. Rose came out of the bathroom to Ari and I singing, and I suppose she wasn't happy. When I got back to the table, she asked me, "What was that?" I explained to her that it was nothing. We ate a bit, and then Ari and I got called up to do Promiscuous, and on the middle of it, Rose left. After I finished the song, I saw a text from Rose, and it said, "I'm in the car. Feel free to come when you've had enough fun with your ex." I started to realize that she was upset. Justin! You didn't know until she left the premises and went and sat in the car. Lucky she didn't leave your ass behind. She obviously had keys to get into the car. It took you to that moment to realize that maybe she was upset? I mean, you did tell us that something about you is that you're an idiot, and if anybody challenges you to prove that you're an idiot, you never back down. And boy, howdy, you sure didn't disappoint with this one. I started to realize she was upset, so I paid for my stuff and told Ari we'll catch up later. I get in the car and Rose is crying. She said that was embarrassing how we were all over each other. I reassured her that it was just for the performance, that she's overthinking. She asked if I want Ari. I told her no. When we got home, she slept in the other room. We are now both at work and her responses are just dry. She told me that was inappropriate, that I would do that, and now she's scared that I want Ari back. Honestly, guys, I don't want Ari back. Ari cheated on me twice. The first time I took her back and the second time I didn't. If Ari and I were together, I wouldn't be able to trust her even if she changed. I'm honestly in love with Rose, and I know I need to reassure her of that. Before getting to the relevant comment here, dude, just... You're a brozo. You're a brozo. Also, you're blind. How do you not see that Ari did this to prove to herself, number one, that she still has some level of control over you, and to prove to Rose that she still has some level of control over you? And it worked. Candy Thunder said, "I'm so proud of you." I did. I figured it out. I done figured it out. This was a play, and he brozoed it and just didn't see anything going on here. You got manipulated by your ex because she does still have her hooks in you a little bit at least. She cheated on you twice. Second time you didn't take her back, but there's still a little bit of something there. And you were manipulated, and that has done probably irreparable damage here. And I don't buy that you don't have at least a small part of you that does want her back. Relevant comment. What'd you say, Tater? Boom. Relevant comment. If you cannot understand what Ari was doing and why your girlfriend felt hurt and disrespected, you are a fool. Ari intentionally approached you as soon as your girlfriend left the table because she knew she was daring you. What she was daring you to do would be disrespectful to your girl. Not only did she pick a love song for you to dedicate to her, which I guess was to Ari, now we know that, not your girlfriend, but you both sang, and it sounded like danced inappropriately with each other to a song about you both wanting to have sex with each other. I hope you are now single and your girlfriend moves on to someone who shows her genuine respect, especially when he is dared by an ex trying to cause problems. Yeah, the ex did you dirty, but you're the idiot that stepped in that shit pile. She might have put it in front of your foot, but you went ahead and willingly took that step and just did it. So now the question is not, am I the astronaut for it? Yes, obviously you're an idiot for this. It's a Brozo Ascon 2 for me because I don't think he was intentionally. You know what? No, I'm putting him at Ascon 1 because to be this level of dumb, you have to completely disregard your partner's feelings. And the ability to do that makes you an Ascon 1. So you got upgraded there, sir. Look at that. The question here is not how big of an asshole he is. He says, how can I reassure her of my feelings? I would say, number one, see what's happening. Like, hopefully now that Redditors have responded to you and you at least have an account of what people believe was happening, see it. See that you were manipulated by this person and have that discussion with Rose. Say, look, I am a brozo. I am an idiot. I didn't realize that this could be a manipulation that had ulterior motives. I did not realize that. I honestly thought it was just good, chummy friend fun. And I see that it hurts you, and that got me to realize what it might be. And I understand now that she did that to hurt you. And that's terrible that I went along with it. I didn't know what I was going along with. I do not want her at all. I will not talk to her anymore. If I see her in public, I will not engage with her at all. Like this, she has damaged what friendship we did have. But you're going to have to go like completely the opposite direction and not talk to this person who will manipulate you and will cause problems in your relationship. And also not just do that, but go above and beyond to show Rose that you do care and she is the one that you want. I don't know how much damage this actually does, but Tater Thunder, is this salvageable? If you're putting yourself in Rose's shoes here, do you think this is salvageable? Feel free to come on up and share your response to that.
Put me on the spot.
Rose can't trust him anymore. Angelique says there's a lot of no. Is it irreparable?
If you're not emotionally intelligent enough to not sing "We Belong Together" with your ex right in front of your girlfriend, then I'm gonna say no. Like, and I would have had an Uber. I'm assuming she didn't leave because maybe he's the one that drove, but I would have had an Uber and I would have Ubed right out of there. Yeah, Ubed. But it depends on how she feels. Like, if she really likes the guy, she may be willing to give him another chance, but she can't give him that chance while hanging out with Ari.
No.
Like, Ari has to go at this point because Ari overstepped. And women can be comfortable with exes who don't overstep. Like, if you want to be in your ex's life, you have to be friends with the new girlfriend. And if you're not willing to do that, and if you're not willing to make her comfortable, then you don't get to be in that person's life.
Yeah.
But she went so far past the line. The line is a dot to her, so she doesn't get to.
But that's
I don't know.
That's
I don't
Ari,
know.
Though. Like,
yeah.
I mean, OP was obviously manipulated here, and yes, he's an idiot. He brozoed it hard.
Yeah.
But
He would have to earn that trust back.
she's 23 as well. Like, Rose
Yeah.
is 23. The ex was 27. OP is 26. Age might make that more difficult. So I would say the likelihood of this being salvageable probably depends on her past experience. Like, how many times and how badly has she been burned before? Because that would tip the scales toward either her wanting to give him another chance or not, because she's just averse to that kind of risk. But at 23, she's less likely to have gone through more of that.
At 23, I probably would have forgiven eventually. Me personally right now, I'm not sure. I couldn't say unless I was actually in this situation. But I don't know. I want to say no because he needs to grow up.
Yeah.
And right now he's not emotionally mature enough to be in the relationship.
He'll accept any dare that someone gives him at 26 years old.
At 26, at 26, I need to see more
got a little growing up to
maturity.
do.
Yeah.
I dare you to grow up.
And Susan, that's so great. I wish I had the backbone in my 20s that I have now, because I was people pleased. I was not good to myself in my 20s.
I feel like my backbone in my 20s was much less deteriorated and medically.
I didn't have the back
in
pain I
pain.
had in my 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May have more of a spine.
Yeah. But now I know, like, what I will and will not tolerate. So.
I can tell you right now, putting myself in your shoes, OP, I would never get pulled into this situation. If an ex asked me to sing karaoke and I was there with my current partner, like, there's no way in hell that I would be like, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go sing and dance. It wouldn't happen. Because I'm smart enough to know that there's some ripple effect from that. There's some ramification there. It's not completely innocent. And unless, like, there's no way that you didn't know that. There's no way that you didn't know there was at least some risk involved. So you just threw
Right.
caution to the wind because you really wanted to do something fun with Ari. And I think with that, you made your choice.
And there you go. So you just bringing that to light would make me say no. Because deep down on some level, he knew what he was doing and chose to do this. He can blame it on a dare, he can blame it on whatever he wants, but he chose to sing those specific songs, and in that moment chose Ari over me. So I would need a lot to circle back to this relationship.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. If you can't say no to a dare, you don't need to be in a relationship. Well, a Wiccan. Yeah. Perfect. Agreed. Sorry. Somebody said, what did I mean? I'm in my 30s. I meant in my 20s, I didn't have a backbone. But now, in my 30s, I feel like I'm more aware.
Have much more of one now.
Yeah, I'm more aware of myself very much. So.
And a lot of that comes from learning yourself, right?
Yes.
A lot of that is just learning yourself what you
Right.
were, and you mentioned that, like what you are and are not willing to accept.
Right.
So
I tolerated a lot of shit. A lot of shit.
She still does. Just a
no.
different kind.
No, we were talking about this today with someone, or I was talking about this today, and I was like, to know that I don't have to think twice about what my partner is doing, and I don't have to think twice if he loves me, and I don't have to think twice if he's going to cherish me and he's thinking about me because he always shows it, is one of the most freeing things you can ever have if you choose to be in a relationship with someone. And I was like, it's just, there's no value that you can put on that. It's just something that
it's hard
makes
to put.
you feel as a whole as a person.
Yeah, it's really hard to put like a value on peace and stability.
Right.
How do you do that? And with peace and stability, and I mean, I know because the opposite is, if there's turmoil at home or relationship turmoil, it's distracting from everything.
Yep.
It is like, it's hard to get anything done that
Yeah.
will override every thought. It is ultra distracting, but having peace and stability at home allows you to do what you need to do outside of the home, while still loving your family. It's handy.
Yep. I'm saying all that, and there's like the spam popping up on TikTok. Go away. I got to go back to my desk and handle
It's because
it.
you said oobs. It was really close to
Thanks,
nudes,
Tony.
and they just, Misty Duke says, I'm always worried that my husband is building some other danger redneck hold my beer device. That's a different worry, right? You don't have to worry if he loves you or not. You just worry he's gonna do something stupid with the hold my beer device there.
Do you want to read the last spicy story? It's 5. So
I can.
leave that up to you.
Do you want me to, or do you want me to save it over?
Just go ahead. It's not that long.
Okay, Candy Thunder has given us permission to read one more story. We're gonna do it. We're gonna read one more. Let me get over to this. Here we go. Hey there, ladies and gents. It's Dusty Thunder, and I got another one of these for you.
Spicy story time.
I don't know why my voice became like Shredder for that.
Stupid turtles.
This story is, am I the astronaut for telling my son that family is more important than school? I'll skip the poll since we're running long here. My son Damien, 14 male, takes school seriously. He wants to be top of the class and have the highest grades, but can't. I often have to pull him out because he has to help out the family with various things. We pull out of school. My husband and I are both disabled, and my papa, 88 male, who is on end-of-life care, lives with us. We usually ask him to help care for the house since my husband and I can't do it ourselves, help care for his granddad, and have him help his little siblings out, 8 male and 4 male, when we can't. Before anyone says it, no, we cannot afford to hire someone to help us, so we can only rely on each other. He is failing a few classes, and the school says he will either have to take them next year or do summer school to make them up. He's been crying about this and started lashing out when we made him stay home to help. Today was especially bad, and we ended up arguing. I told him that family is more important than school and that his grades won't mean anything once he graduates and gets a job anyway. He says he wants to go to college, but I reminded him that we can't afford it, so how is he going to go without money? He is upset and neglecting his brothers, which is causing extra stress on my husband and I since we have to wrangle them and help my papa. He is currently grounded, but I'm wondering if I'm being too harsh. Am I the astronaut?
Yeah, you're too hard.
This kid is 14. He's 14 and you're taking him out of school to do chores at home. Look, if you can't afford help, that doesn't mean that you get to enlist the help of your prisoners with jobs. That is not how that works. You do not get to take them out of school. And if a school district found out about this, you would lose your kids. If you were keeping them home to make them do chores because you need the help, you're already like way past the parentification category here, because yes, you have him caring for the youngers, but you also have him doing housework because you bit off more than you could chew. It is not your child's responsibility to manage your world. It is not your child's responsibility to pitch in and help pick up your slack. That is not their responsibility. You can use that as a teaching method as long as there's some kind of teaching involved here. But you cannot take them out of school to make them do chores because you can't get to them. And saying, no, you can't go to college is bullshit. You won't have control over that. Watch him go to college. He might actually have a shot if you let him go to fucking school. Relevant comments here. 1, YTA, you are abusing and neglecting your son. You cannot pull him out of school for stuff like this. It's not legal. It's also not his responsibility as a child to care for adults or your other children. This is so sad. Please stop doing this to him. The situation is unfortunate, but it's not Damien's fault or responsibility, and you are abusing your authority as his parent to benefit yourself at his expense. You keep saying family is more important. Is Damien not family, or does that sentiment not apply to him when you need something from him? Ooh. What about when he can't pass to the next grade or get into college he wants to because you decided your needs and wants were more important? You are doing your son a great disservice and owe him changed behavior and an apology. Another comment here, YTA, this is child abuse. This is highly illegal. You cannot keep your kids home from school unless they are legitimately sick or there's an absolute emergency. Regularly keeping your healthy child home from school so they can take care of something else is illegal. As in a crime. As in, if the school finds out what you're doing, you're going to be in big trouble. And I hope to God your son tells them what you're doing to him. This is parentification. It's a form of child abuse. You and your husband, your parents, and your other kids are not your son's responsibility. This poor kid, he is so desperate to give himself a better life than you could provide, and you're thwarting him at every turn. It is absolutely unacceptable for you to be pulling your child out of school to take care of anyone. If you let him go to school, study, and focus on his schoolwork, he might be able to get a scholarship to college. Financial aid exists. Scholarships exist. Student loans exist. You not having enough money to pay for it doesn't matter. Most families don't have enough money to pay for. Words are hard. I should have done more of that in college. Most families don't have enough money to pay for it, but there are solutions. The vast majority of people in college don't have their parents paying for it. You should be bending over backward to make sure this kid can attend every class, study every night, do extracurriculars, and do the absolute best he can do so that he can go to college and get a better life. You should be helping him study. You should find him tutors. You should be letting him spend every day at the library. He's 14. He still has time to turn all this around. He has 4 years of high school ahead of him. Let him make school a priority. If he gets good grades in high school, he can absolutely go to college without your financial help. You are failing as a parent. This is absolutely unacceptable, and if I knew who you were, I'd be calling the authorities. YTA, 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 YTA. I'm so angry right now. This post ruined my whole damn day. I couldn't say it any better. Could not say it any better than that commenter. Halfway through it, I was thinking, damn, I should have turned drama mode on for this because it was just well done. Well done, commenter. And you're right. So not being able to see past their own wants and needs, that they are failing to provide opportunities for the child. Like they can't even see that. They can't even see that. Maybe they secretly just want him to fail because as long as he's in school, he's stuck with them, which means they can just keep him on this cycle, right? But dude, if you're this kid, like, tell a school counselor. Tell a school counselor what's going on. And I say that, but what solutions exist here? What solutions exist? If he tells somebody, and CPS steps in with a 14-year-old, I mean, you're in the system, right? Is it going to be any better or any easier for him in the system than it is with the bullshit he's dealing with right now? Is it? Someone around this kid needs to see and help him. Yeah, agreed. Shauna, a nice teacher will adopt him. He'll go on to cure cancer and life is perfect. OP says, your grades don't matter when you graduate and get a job. You can't graduate with bad grades. That's true. And it's not about the paper. It's about being able to know how to do the basic things as a human adult, right? The things that you're learning are pretty important. Mainly learning to learn. Learning how to problem solve, learning how to do research, learning how to learn new skills. Learning to learn is important. And this kid is the Dobby of the house. He needs someone to sneak him a sock. 2 years in emancipation. Critical thinking skills, yeah. Needs to hit 18 and get out. That's 4 years left in this though. Like, Casey, as someone who works in his school, unfortunately, social work probably wouldn't take him unless he's in danger. But maybe them confronting this family and being like, hey, this is illegal. You can't do this. And yeah, actually, all of these things do matter. Maybe that would be enough for them to start being more careful, i.e., not pulling him out of school at least. But this kid's home life for the next 4 years is going to suck no matter what. It's going to suck. The teachers know already, Real Broad says. Gosh. CPS can only suggest it, they can't enforce. This keeps up, they'll end up in truancy court, and maybe that's what needs to happen. I mean, something has to give here. Something has to change. Am I the astronaut for telling my son that family is more important than school? That was the question. Yeah, you are an ASCON one for that, and so much more here, because you... what is it? Trolls the World Rock Tour. What was it called? Trolls World Tour, something like that. But they portray the cowboy trolls, the country western trolls, as just like pooping out kids, and immediately they hand the kid a shovel, and he's like, "You don't get to work." And the kid who's born 2 seconds ago is like, "Okay, Dad." That's the structure that this kid is stuck in. Like they had this kid to help do chores, and that was it. Put yourself in his shoes here. How trapped and worthless do you feel? Again, how likely are you to be connected to your parents or siblings or anybody? His siblings are going to end up resenting him because as soon as he turns 18, he's fucking bolting. He's out. Then it's going to be the next one on the list. It's a cycle. This is a cycle, and it's no good will come from this. None. There is something worse than ASCON 1, Storm Deering. Unfortunately, we can't reveal it just yet. We'll talk more about that soon. That is the end of our show today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Karen Shaper Cutter says, very trapped. That feeling was horrible. I hated it. I'm so sorry for you and anybody else who had to go through that. That is just... Kelly Brienne, Rebel Wolf Marketing, with the High Bears there too. Chicazola, Adventures with Pam, That Alaska Girl, Lady Tanya, Dahlia Santa, Jenny with the Ice Cream Cone, Allie, Lady Tanya again there, Samantha, Taraya Bean, Adventures with Pam, That Alaska Girl, Taraya again there, Dazzler, Tanya Pimpleton, Age, thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate the love. Kelly Brianna again there, Charlie Diego, Celestial with High Bears at 2, Beyond dropping the 20 bomb on the YouTube side. Thank you so much for the love. Greatly appreciate it. VIPs, we'll see you here in about 10 to 15 minutes. Look for us close to 5:30. And then also, YouTube members, remember, we have a members only live tomorrow night from the home studio at 9 p.m. Central. It's going to be a great time. We're going to test out some new tech, which means you can definitely expect some tech gremlins to pop up for that. But it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good old time. It's going to be a hootenanny. Aries for Mars, how do you tune into the VIP live? So close to 5:30, whenever we go live, Sometimes you're gonna get a notification, but around 5:30, if you jump back to my page, you should see the little live circle around my profile picture there and be able to tap on it and jump in. My angel, no, our next Sunday live is actually going to be Monday as well. We've got more football games this coming Sunday, so the next Sunday live
Yeah,
will
we
be
do.
Monday night. Yeah, we do. Will be Monday night for the next Sunday night live. That may happen a couple of times in a row here, but Wednesday should be good here for a bit.
I have a
So
question.
yes, sir.
What time do the Ravens play Sunday?
The Ravens play never.
Oh.
Who asked?
What time do the Raiders play Sunday?
The Raiders play next season.
What about the Bengals? Do they play?
Bengals play next season too.
I was just trying to plan my day around what time they played. What time do they play?
Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you VIPs here soon. Hey, Barry, this was your first live. It was fun. Thanks so much. I'm glad you were here. We'll see you at the next one, right?